All right, we're live.
Wait, I wasn't ready.
Cheers. We never are.
I feel like that bit never gets old.
No, it never gets old. Because we never are ready. If you left us alone to our own devices, well, if you left Shay alone to her own devices, she would adjust everything ad infinitum forever.
Yeah. When it comes to time management, I have the awareness of a goldfish. And I also will take up space the way a goldfish does with my time management skills.
So that's something you learned from me, not the time management skills, but to recognize enough in yourself that you'll do this. And I don't know, I don't know where I get off telling you how to manage your time, because I am actually amazing at manage my time, but I don't know how. I don't know how I'm good at it. I just am. It's a natural ability that I have. I'm not even trying to brag. If I knew how, I'm not. If I knew how I was good at it, I would teach you.
I know it. No, it's
So I don't know why I'm good at it,
so.
but
Why
I am.
is your rhythm so bad?
I don't know. I just like I'm an amazing. I
Why can't
know.
you dance?
I don't have to set an alarm clock. Like I can wake up, and not
You
all
sound
all
like
the time.
okay. That's
You know.
literally a thing from Arrested Development.
I don't. I can
that George Michael says.
If I think in my head, if I think in my head, I need to wake up at 7 a.m. I will just wake up at that time. If I don't think I have to wake up, I won't wake up at a certain time. It's like I don't know. But I'm very good at going like, all right, I have these 10 things to do. I have this amount of time to do that. How many times have you seen me fail at that goal when I do that? I almost always be like, it fucking just in the nick of time, it's all done. I'm very good at managing my time. I am just saying, I am so good at managing my time. That should just let you guys know how bad Shay is at it, because we're still late. I
So
love you.
here's the thing: is I've just never been good at managing my time ever since the day I was born. I was late. um, and I get that trait from I think my mom, who's always just late as a person. She isn't anymore because she's a nurse, so she's gotta like be on time. But also my dad, like my biological father, never had a real job. So he was never had to be on time for anything. So I was never really taught
I've never had a real job either.
And all through school I just never tried. So I never really like had time management skills.
That's not an excuse. I didn't try either. I graduated early in the 10th grade.
Okay, well I have better rhythm than you do.
I got straight F's. I don't remember going to a single class in high school. I never wrote a paper. I never did a presentation.
I wish I didn't write those papers.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to bust you up about that.
I did graduate, by the way.
All I'm saying, this is
went to college.
This is more of a point against me, because I still don't know how I manage my time. I just do. I don't know how I do it. I cannot teach you how to do it because I don't know.
Maybe it's like a thing that not like you're born with it, but it's like you really have to work for it, kind of like balance or dexterity or like hand-eye coordination, these kinds of things.
Maybe. You know? I think that Motors and Metal and who I love, and of course Mad Yankee, who I love, said, I can only manage time if it's an absolute crisis, so my trick is to deliberately make my life harder.
Same.
Except you don't do it though.
You know, I just like I thrive in chaos and in a fast.
They're saying we're a little too soft, so
you gotta. You could turn it up a couple different ways. You can also turn it up on this.
Okay.
There's a volume button. It's the one with the V, I think.
That makes sense.
Right? Doesn't it?
There we go. All right. So there's a few different ways you can do it. Tell me exactly how to manage my time, Shay. You would know. Hypocrites actually always give the best advice.
I
Nobody's thought about it more.
Wasn't criticizing you at all on your time management
No, no,
skills.
no.
Why would I?
You can't. My time management skills are fucking impeccable.
Yeah, so why would I give you
No,
advice?
I thought it was more for the audience. You're about to like
Oh.
bust out like, oh, this is how you do it for all the people out there.
dude.
Because I can't tell them how to do it. I just do.
No, please don't take advice from me. I suck. Oh my god, I'm terrible. Like, my channel is not an advice channel, first of all. If you're taking advice from my videos,
There's some advice in there. There's some nuggets in there. There's also fucking nuggets of corn and turds. So, like, what you gonna do, man?
no.
It's all matter of relativity, right? Maybe it was bartending. I mean, I just bartended for so long.
That's fair.
Bartending is always about managing a crisis. It's a crisis
And
from
time
the second you
management,
step in the door.
Oh my god, I hate being a bartender. I'm a terrible bartender. Josh taught me how. He taught me everything I know about bartending. That's why I'm so bad.
That's pickle slice. That's been my motto my entire life. It's only since no offense, it's fine. Like I don't hold it against you really. It's more of a joke than anything. But if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late.
Well, I'm not fucking military, okay? Like, I specifically can't be. So
Lebanese, they let brown people in.
no, it's because I'm retarded.
Oh, okay.
No, it's the brain tumor.
Oh, gotcha.
Or something. Like, I don't know, dude.
It's like you're retarded and brown?
Fucking. I thought you said Jesus was white.
Jesus was white. So, Middle Eastern people are white, according to the census. I don't know what law you follow, but I live in America.
Man's law.
And so America says Middle Eastern people are white.
Deal
with it,
no,
white
dude,
person.
I will take it. I'll take it.
Deal with it.
I'll take it.
I think it is. I don't think there's a Middle Eastern on the census. Who cares? I don't.
There isn't.
Nobody
There
cares, dude.
There's an other box, but why would you check it? Why would
Yeah.
you...
I don't. I feel like there's still like. I think they still have like Oriental on there or something.
No.
No, it's like some shit on there where I'm like, fucking really, dude?
No, I don't think they do.
Can I pick Latin X because I'm Italian?
No.
Well, what the hell, dude? They use vowels.
Okay.
You telling me you can tell the difference between Italian and Spanish?
I feel like Italian people are just white adjacent. Kind of like Lebanese people, right? Hello.
Hard dicks and spaceships, baby. Anyway, the census says that we're all white.
Yeah.
We should feel guilty about that.
Why?
I don't. I'm just. I don't want.
My ancestors came here on a boat. Like, not even like that long ago even. They came here in the 70s.
My dad came here on a boat.
When?
The 1940s. After
Yeah,
World War
that's
II was
a long
ever.
time ago. I'm saying my dad came here on a boat like in the 70s.
Yeah, you shouldn't have been on a boat in the 70s.
That's what I'm saying.
When he came over, that was just how you did it. It's like, we're going to America. Like, are we going to fly? Like, what do you do? Flap your arms? No, get on the boat.
Yeah, get on the boat.
That's how you get there.
Mm-hmm.
You get on the boat.
They were running away from the Civil War in Lebanon.
Bro, that's crazy, dude. If Abraham Lincoln knew about that, he'd be furious.
Dude.
I didn't know it lasted that long in Lebanon, dude. I shouldn't be laughing at that so hard. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back. You guys have the floor.
Was he wearing?
Cleaned up after my Civil War joke.
I mean,
Yeah,
no,
I was like, that's a lot to unlock.
No, I mean, I would have
so.
probably shot him for wearing a top hat during my play. I'd be pissed. That's so rude. You're supposed to take your hats off in the theater.
I guess I'm pretty lenient when it comes to like what people wear.
Yeah. I'm not one to slut shame, but it's a shame that men aren't sluttier.
Yeah, I wish all guys just wear assless chaps everywhere. You know?
All?
Yeah, like I don't like yes. All of them. All guys. Yeah, even ones you don't want to see in assless chaps, I'd still want to see them in an assless chap.
Why?
Because I like butts.
It's not. It's so. It's like not a curious thing. It's a sexual thing.
No, it's like I could look at someone and not be sexually attracted to them, but still like want to see them.
That's what I'm saying. Is it like a curious thing?
Yeah. It's like I just want to see someone like express themselves in a way that they didn't think that they could, and then be confident about it.
And assless chaps are expressing yourself.
100%. I have to go now. To be more expressive.
I love how you express yourself.
No, she's saying
That I wish
that
everyone did.
she wishes she could see
I
all
don't,
men
but
in assless chaps.
you know.
Ew.
But what I want, I mean, I have my own opinions. I like the way that you express yourself, and I feel like that maybe not everybody should. I feel like the way that you do it is unique. I don't want people copying you. Certain people. I'm kidding. You know.
I kind of want to go put mine on right now. But
Go put on your chaps.
I can.
Yeah, of course.
You
Here,
guys-
express yourself.
Why aren't you in uniform?
All right, so one of the things that we talked about downloading it, but I don't think that's going to work. One of the things I wanted to talk about Raid Shadow Legends, because at the end of Shay's video, she was talking about how you keep us independent. I guess this is getting kind of serious for a second, because it's just something that I get angry about, and it also makes me want to thank you guys. Right now, the website's down, and the website's down because we want to make sure that everybody gets their order before we sell anything new, because we don't want to sell something that should belong to somebody already. So right now you can order nothing from the website, but that's only because we want to make sure that all the stuff that we messed up on is all taken care of before we... Anyway, Fool the VTX, man. Chassless Haps, dude. Let's start a band. I love the sound of that.
So
Thank you, Fool
yeah,
the
this
VTX.
is
We appreciate you, brother.
actually all of our inventory behind us. This is Brapstar, which started in one little rack, like that was a quarter of this size in Josh's garage. That moved into a closet, and then we would just like keep all the t-shirts like in boxes in our living room until they sold out, because we only had the one rack.
It was wild for a long time like that, and just that's why the t-shirt showed up so wrinkled.
Yeah, for, I
It's
actually,
so wrinkled.
yeah, Josh never folded the shirt
Yeah, I would just
before
stuff them in there.
me. He would stuff them in there. Just saying. So I don't know if you guys notice how like the packaging has is a little better now.
It is better.
Oh.
A little bit.
Do you remember when you used to print out each individual? You used to write
There she
everyone's.
is.
There I am.
You used to write everyone's order,
I used to write it down. Yeah.
and then I
I used to write it out by hand. So you didn't even, before that, I used to write it out by hand with a pen. I'll write out hundreds of orders by hand. Like the one where you see them print out, I would write it by hand. And then I upgraded to, I would write it by hand. I thought it was better. I would write it by hand, then type it in, because I was like, oh, I'll just print it out and stick it on.
So I actually
And then I went from that to typing it out.
How...
Look at this.
It's been a journey. You know, not everybody is born knowing how to do this.
I saved it because we still had some. This is the paper you would use.
Mhm.
It's like sticky paper that you would print out of a printer, and then you would just like,
Peel it off.
this
Yeah.
was the postage instead of using a thermal printer.
What a noob.
I know.
It's okay.
This is like 10 years
Yeah,
ago.
but yeah, I mean, thermal printers weren't really a thing.
They
And
were.
They
but...
were really not.
Yeah, no, I probably could have done it better.
Always
But
been.
I didn't have anybody to
Were they
show me how to
super
do it.
expensive,
Like,
or were you just like,
no, I just didn't know.
This was just baby's first business.
Yeah, I just didn't know. So I was just like, with the, like, I know how to run a business, like, on a philosophical level.
Yeah, but like, see, that's why we make a great team. Is like, you know how to run a business on a philosophical level, and I know how to run a business on a girl level.
You have to get in closer.
A girl level.
So anyway, Michael Holmes, man, my man, freaking Holmes, our homie, Michael Holmes. If Shay doesn't have a bike to ride, there's a bike to ride down there. She can ride. Here's gas money. We appreciate you.
Oh,
Michael Holmes is a
thank
wiener.
you.
He won the V-Ride.
Oh, winner.
I fixed my motorcycle. Actually,
Well, then take that $20 and put it in your bike.
I will, because when I went on my test
Monday.
ride, I didn't include this because It was pretty stupid, but we ran out of gas on the test ride for that gold wing.
I included it
Or
in
not
my,
the gold wing, the
my video.
Splinter.
Monday, right now it's about 40 degrees outside, which we shouldn't bitch about because they would love to have that
It's
up
gonna get in
north.
the 30s.
But
Like,
Monday,
like-
back to 72 and sunny.
Really?
Yes. So we will be doing some riding.
I-
Michael Holmes, we appreciate you, brother.
I actually haven't left my enclosure today because it seemed frigid.
It's rough out there.
It was. I got outside for like a minute, but
So the thing about Raid Shadow Legends and why I'll always make that joke, and this is nothing against anybody who takes a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. They throw money.
Everybody's got to eat, dude.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah, do your thing. I'm not judging.
Everybody's got to get paid. YouTube AdSense isn't enough to pay your bills, and creators got to get paid.
They gotta get paid, dude.
How else
They
are they
gotta eat.
gonna? That's like
So I will say it like this, and this sounds so pandering, but it's also absolutely true. Not everybody has you guys. We are very fortunate. Sterling Wheel, solid gold. Sterling is a perfect example. By the way, he does have a YouTube channel. Go subscribe to him. Thank you, my man. We appreciate the hell out of you. Gas station pickles are still 99
Dude.
cents in a lot of places. So you just bought me
Yeah.
5 of them. Appreciate you, brother. But I will say that without an ounce of pandering in my heart, not everybody has what we have when it comes to the community that we have. And it's not just about us, because everyone here has their own social media. You know, everyone here, Shay has her own brand, Chris has her own brand. In the chat right now, Sterling Wheel has a channel. 9 Mills on 2 Wheels has a channel. You know, there's Bleak Rides has a channel. Red Rider there in the chat. Red Rider has a channel. So it's a community. We have an awesome community of people who all support each other, and not everybody has that. So we are speaking from a place of privilege. So I'm not trying to hate on any takes a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. They don't necessarily have what we have here. But Raid Shadow Legends, the reason we don't take those sponsorships, one is because we cannot take them because of this, or we could take them in addition to this, and you're double dipping, which I think is not cool. But it is an addictive game, and so many other ones. It could be something of tanks. There's like a tank game.
yeah.
It's like there's a Warhammer
But
one. There's like a million different games like
but
that. Angry Birds is like that.
Dude, it's any pay to win game.
It's a pay to win game.
I played this one game that I absolutely loved, but EA Games was the one who made it. It was a Star Wars game where you could play Jedi with your friends, and you were on teams, and then you had to fight the other Jedi team. And sometimes, and then you could like unlock. Does anybody know what game I'm talking about? It was on the PlayStation 4. You could also like get in the spaceships, and but it was pay to win.
Pay to win.
Like if you could pay for the like little boxes and then unlock the characters faster, like Darth Maul or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And
that's
Battlefront.
Battlefront.
Yes.
Okay. I've heard about how
I fucking
predatory
loved Battlefront, man. It was
I have
so
heard about
fun,
how predatory it is.
but I found myself spending my money to play.
Mhm.
And that's when I draw the line, because you got me fucked up if you're gonna have me pay for a game and then pay to win the game as well.
It's set up in the same
That's
way that not necessarily a slot machine, because with a slot machine, at least sometimes you get money. Like I would almost say that like a slot machine's
Yeah,
almost better. Like with because you get something
That
back
sounds
at
like
some point.
What is that? CS:GO? Like
Yeah. Pay to win games like Battlefront or Raid Shadow Legends, it sets you up to where the game is specifically designed to increase in difficulty to frustrate you to the point to where you can pay a small microtransaction of a couple dollars, and all of a sudden that is what makes you get to the next level. And then it's easy again for a while, and you're winning again, and you're building experience or getting point, whatever it is to win, and then it has a blockage. another gate. And that's what, and then you slowly slow down and you can't get past it
What
because
do
it's
you-
so hard. But if you spend $2, you can get past it. That, and this is like psychologically designed to fleece you. This is designed to take you for as much money as possible. It is designed to sit there and get its hooks in you and be addictive and train you to go like, oh, it's only a couple bucks. It's only a couple bucks.
Yeah.
People spend thousands of dollars on this. Even everyone who promotes it, the way they offer it. I have 100 Raid Shadow Legends and 100 more different like
But there's, like,
clones
that's
in
what
my
I'm saying.
emails right now. Like offering me,
Yeah, I
you know how
know.
much they offer me? $2,000 a
Holy
video.
shit, that's not how much they offer me.
$2,000.
Damn, dude.
I could be making $2,000 a video. That's what they offer.
I knew someone who was addicted to that stuff. They
It's
spend their
insane,
paychecks
dude.
on their
How can they afford to
games on their
pay?
phone, and
Damn, dude.
You know how
It
they
was
can
really
afford to pay someone
embarrassing
$2,000 a video?
Imagine
Because
how
they're
much those
making
motherfuckers
millions
make
upon millions
who have
upon
like a
millions
million
of dollars.
subscribers.
Oh, someone who
Because
has millions of
They
subscribers,
weren't offering
$10,000, $15,000.
They weren't
easily.
offering me $2,000.
If you have over 1 million subscribers,
So-
they'll give you $5, $6, $7, $10,000
Jesus fucking
easily.
Christ.
So, you should at your size probably like $500 or $600.
Yeah, that's usually what people offer me. It's
Yeah.
like $500 to do a video for them.
But here's the thing. So if you promote that, and I'm not taking anything away from anybody who does, because I'm not trying to judge people for doing it, but on the way that I see it, if I sat there and for $2,000, I told you guys, hey, this is the fucking best Raid Shadow Legends. You can build your character up. They give you a script, by the way. I could probably pull up an email with a script in it.
Yeah, right.
They give you a script. I have hundreds of these emails. If you guys download right now, you'll get 50 gold. If you put in code Shadetree Surgeon, you'll get an immediate 50 gold. The gold costs money. The 50 gold is what gets you. So that'll get you past the first one. So you the first blockage, you've got my 50 gold that I gave you with my code. That gets you past the first blockage. You're like, oh shit, that trains you how to know like how to win. Oh, I have to spend this in-game money to win. And then the next one, well, now it's $2 for that 50 gold. And you're like, oh, $2, it's nothing, right? And then it's another, and another, and another, and another, and another, and another.
Yeah,
and like your friend who was addicted,
that's also
how embarrassing. You won't tell anybody.
That's also Fortnite, dude.
It was actually one of my
And all the skins.
Damn.
All the
I know,
skins
I
in
didn't wanna say
Fortnite.
it, but it's like-
And you can't even gamble the skins like you can in CSGO.
At least in CSGO you can gamble,
yeah, in
dude.
CSGO you can
A.
fucking like gamble them. Well, I guess it's better because like, you know, a lot of kids play Fortnite or whatever.
Gary P says, take the money, but do ads with a wink and a smile. Here's the thing about that, man, is that you have to take into account, and I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about anybody. There's only a couple hundred people in this live stream. There's 274 people in this live stream. I'm not talking about anybody in this live stream. But you have to take into account, I don't even mean this in a mean way, the average intelligence of your viewer. And say that if I did it with a wink and a smile, I can't tell you how many hundreds of comments I get when I make a joke that I think is so easy to see.
Yeah.
And there's 100 people in the comments being like, they're mad about it. So it's like, you cannot do it with a wink and a smile because you'll still have hundreds of people who, and you could go like, oh, well, fuck them. They didn't get it. I don't believe in that because I don't feel like I should know what my word is worth. And if I know that I can cause that type of harm, but I don't have to do it, then I shouldn't do it. And we don't have to do it, so we don't. That's something as somebody who has to survive.
Yeah.
But we
People
don't
gotta
have to.
fucking eat.
We don't have
You
to,
shouldn't-
so we don't.
People shouldn't feel bad for taking sponsored stuff.
Yeah, 278.
Because-
Hit the like button. I'm not selling you Raid Shadow Legends. Like the video.
Everyone's gotta fucking eat. The only people who should feel bad is the people who take shit for free and don't ask the companies to pay them. Because then companies think that they can get away with not having to pay compensate any of the creators. Because one person took it for free, so maybe everyone will take it for free if they just don't offer anything and they only offer, oh hey, you're gonna be paid in product and affiliate codes.
I've heard that in many different other places.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you can get into this place for, exposure. It's like, no.
That seems like
It's a big red flag.
it seems like a big old pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
So, personally, we do not like to do that. The only sponsorship I've ever taken is not the GoPro, but the 360 camera.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And I do not regret that. That camera is so fucking cool. We only will like take a sponsorship if it's something that we're already gonna buy, like a 360 camera.
I've bought multiple 360 cameras with my own money,
yeah.
by the way. We own more 360 cameras that I've bought with my own money than we do ones that have been sponsored to us.
Like,
by the way, can Shay some slack? Was somebody giving you shit about it? Or they just asked?
No, I just like to be open about what sponsors that I have personally taken as like things that I would buy myself. And anytime that Josh and I push a product, it's something we really believe in, like, and something that we want our name on the tag. It's not gonna be we're not just gonna sell you some random e-bike,
Bro,
I want
we could have a
Rap Star on the glove, dude.
Yeah. So that's Odin's a good. But I just want to shout out to Red Rider. I know I mentioned her earlier, but she's in the chat right now. We love Red Rider. And Odin's a good point, man. And V Twinner said Odin is a good sponsor. They are a good sponsor, and they do sponsor people. Like they sponsor a bunch of riders. I don't know if they sponsor any of their YouTube channels.
I'm not sure.
But they sponsor a bunch of people. We don't have Odin sponsorships. Odin does not pay us. What we have with Odin is Odin trying to be like highfalutin. If Odin was a sponsorship, I would be upfront about that. And I would say it was that. Odin is it's a partner.
Yeah.
So we have a partnership with, and there's a big difference. I know that it's easy to like say like those are the same thing.
It's not.
They're not. We don't
because we're not
take from Odin for nothing.
Selling Odin parts
we
for
sell,
like an affiliate code.
Yeah.
There's no.
We sell Brapstar stuff.
It says Brapstar on the glove.
And it also says Odin on it. Those are the only things that we do with Odin. So it's not. I feel like it's an important distinction to make. No, you can't show it yet. There's stuff coming out with Odin soon, again, but you can't show it.
Sad shit. Why, please?
Oh, they said you can show the sleeve. You remember in the group text?
No, I didn't read it.
They said you can start to show the sleeve to tease
That's it. Boys.
Just the ankle, just the.
You sluts!
Got the Renegade Bard in the channel. I'll give a shout out to the Renegade Bard, amazing author. The Bard's just a great fucking dude, man. And who I just like, who has offered to help me, and I've just fallen through because I've been so busy. Has offered to help me write the lore for the Brapstar tabletop game, and he just knows everybody, and he knows every author, and like his help is so invaluable, and I've just been like unable to fucking utilize it, and I feel so bad. I feel bad about that. I know he's fine, but I feel bad about it because I feel like I'm just squandering such an amazing opportunity. Hopefully I can carve out the time to do it.
You do be squandering.
I do squander. If you guys remember him, he was the guy who got out of his wheelchair to dance. Because he only needs it some of the time. and he did karaoke. He's a great dude, man. He's a freaking good dude, man.
Aww.
Yeah,
I do remember a bard from the camp, but I'm not sure if it's the same one.
Yeah, Renegade Bard. He had just super long, like gray blonde hair, big beard. You could hear his voice above everybody else's. He's got a real booming, loud voice. He'll always give you like an A, like, hey, and then and everyone stops real quick because he's got such a loud voice. He'll just like deliver a good line. He's a great guy. Yeah, only leave, dude. That's what they said we could do. It's a hoodie.
Got the little embroidered little Odin logo there. You got the
astute viewers will recognize the font. That's the only hint we can give. It's not out yet.
I like it.
And here is the other sleeve.
Darrow says, "What's your beef with Junk Rider?"
What do you mean? I love junk.
I have no
love it.
idea.
Junk in
I'd be loving junk.
the...
Yeah, I love junk.
Ooh.
This way.
What does it say? It says
Gee.
Odin.
Who's Junk Rider? Now I feel bad if they're a person I should know.
We ain't got no beef.
It'll happen sometimes. Someone will make a video about us that I have like, that's like talking shit about something we did or something, and I just haven't seen it.
Dude, imagine.
I'm not trying to sound too cool for school, but it does
I
happen.
mean, dude.
I just don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
care.
And someone's like, "What's up with this shit?" I'm like, "I shit video, dude.
I don't know yet.
I've not addressed it.
Trust-
Not because I didn't know."
Yeah, trust me. If someone was talking shit about Josh directly and he knew about it, he would make a 55 long
Oh,
55 minute video
instantaneously, dude.
with his clapback.
Don't,
He's
dude.
done it
I'll
before.
fucking, I'll bury you.
He'll do it again.
I'm saying if I have the time, but if I have the time, if someone freaking crosses me online, I can tell they're talking shit, and I have the time, bro. It's all over. You're fucking done, dude. I'm coming down on you like a ton of bricks. I enjoy it. I'm like, don't fuck it. You want to step into the arena?
Josh is a drama YouTuber trapped inside of a motorcycle YouTuber's body. Like,
Dara says, "Do you want the tea?" Just say it, dude. Stop teasing us,
oh my
dude.
god, I
Motherfucker.
love tea. Let me tell you.
It can't be
I'll
that
take
much
it
tea,
hot.
though,
I'll
'cause we
take it
didn't know.
cold. I'll take it.
Go ahead, share it, dude.
I love a little tea
A
session.
little fucking
I'm a
tease is
girl.
what this guy
I'm a
is.
girl. You can't blame me. And plus, like, it's not talking shit. We're just vigilantes.
It's on Darrow's channel. He's got his beta fish on there,
Oh.
which is cool. I like beta
I
fish.
like beta fish.
Yeah.
I like beta
Yeah,
fish. I like
I had a lot
fish.
of betas.
A lot of times with the Shadetree video, because I allow anybody, or not allow, anybody can do it. I always tell people, like, put my name in the title. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, make a weird title to get people to click on the video. Doesn't bother me at all.
Oh my god, please. I love that. We hate Blockhead for fun.
Yeah, we love Blockhead, obviously.
Obviously, we love him, but we love starting online beef for no reason.
Yeah.
I don't think Blockhead really understands the meta irony of us blaming him for everything, and that it's like, we just kind of like.
I don't know. I'm not really worried about it.
No, me neither. I don't.
Michael Holmes,
Sometimes I just wonder.
we're working on the raffle tattoos and the rest of the raffle items too. They're going to be good. Trust me. Red Rider, anytime you want to start beef, I would love that. That'd be so much fun. I take the whole like Monday Night Raw approach to beef, dude. Give me some freaking WWF style beef, dude.
Yeah,
I want to have
wanna,
fun.
Like wrestle a girl in some oil or something.
Yeah,
That kind
come
of
on.
beef. Let's go.
Thank you to everybody who remembers the curses Blockhead meme. Because we still get that, and every time Blockhead's on the screen, we still get curses.
That's
Remember,
what I'm saying. Is like.
I put the Cobra Commander like curses thing. I forget even what it was for.
Because I was like, I don't know if Blockhead understands the meta irony of us just like blaming him for everything.
Yeah, I don't know, but you know, it's funny. I'm having fun, and that's
I'm
what
having.
really
That's what I'm
matters.
saying. Is like I don't tell jokes for other people. The joke is for me. I'm laughing, and that's all that matters. So I hope that someone else is laughing too. But not required.
We've gotten 0 tea from my man with the beta fish, by the
Yeah,
way.
he's a fucking cock tease, dude.
Don't do that. I mean, I actually like that. So don't do that.
No, dude. If I'm
Don't do
edging,
that here.
we're
Here.
Whiskey Chaser understands. Curse you, Blockhead.
on
Damn it.
gone.
We tried to join our houses back in the day, dude. Back when Blockhead was single, Shay was single. I tried to join our houses. I offered up Shay Lisi to join Central
I'll
Florida
never be
and
betrothed
Southern
to
Florida.
another house. It's not fair, dude.
And he spurned our advance. We're like the people with the bridge, like the weird ones with the bridge.
The man?
Yeah, in Game of Thrones.
Oh my god!
Oh,
The Aarons? No, the Aarons were in the fucking no.
I forget their name. Just they remember they were.
No, they were all gross because the
They were
guy
gross.
was like sleeping with all his daughters.
No, not that. I just remember he had a lot of girlfriends. I was like, oh.
Yeah, they were all his daughters, dude.
Yeah, but
Were you
not that
paying
part.
attention?
Yeah, well, I can like one part of it.
No, my god.
I like the lot of girlfriends part, not the daughters part.
Get out of here.
He looked like he was killing it, dude.
That was like a distinct part.
That really was. That was what made him weird. That was the part.
Okay, all right. So, well, I'm allowed to make
Come on.
my own
Is there
fucking
any
thing.
Game of Thrones
Okay.
fans in here? I know there's one. What the fuck are those people? What was their name? The people who had the bridge, so they were going, and then they ended up just killing.
Yeah, and he was always
everyone.
everyone would be like, "Can you give me this?" He'd be like, "I will, but I won't." Tee.
Their names.
You can't get across my bridge now. I'm gonna go bang my 36 wives.
But they were all his daughters, dude.
Yeah, no, fuck that part, dude. I'm making a news story.
I know. I'm just
We
saying.
need to have a Game of Thrones rewatch party because I watched it all on
Ah.
my own and it'd be fun.
Later, Red Rider.
Mm.
I love Game of Thrones.
I love
still.
Game of Thrones, but I stopped watching. Like, I love the books, but I stopped watching the show after Sansa left the Vale. Because I was like,
Yeah, dude. This show got so lame, dude.
That's not what happened.
So this,
That's not what happened.
you know what the show felt Uncle Daddy. Yeah. The show felt Bart is not Renegade Bart is a fantasy writer. He knows about all the tropes. So when I say this, out of everybody, he will know this more than anybody. It fell prey to it's called romantasy. So it's a fantasy suffers, dude, and I'm a fantasy guy, right? I love fantasy, live and breathe fantasy. But romantasy is fantasy needs it to survive, but it's also a cancer. And this is what like thirsty housewives read. This is like Fabio on the cover. This is what Game of Thrones turned into. It turned into a romantasy instead of a fantasy. It's like this weird, like tea. It's like a tea channel. Like, will she or won't she? Will they fuck or won't they fuck? And but in a fantasy setting.
I want them to so bad, so I'm gonna keep watching it, but it doesn't. Really
Yeah, and there's book series that exist. Just leave it. That exists in that genre, but also that's what like that existing and that being so profitable gets a lot of fantasy IPs made. But unfortunately, it can also kill them. And I think along with the money and the time and Lindelhoff and them wanting to do other projects killed Game of Thrones is it turned into this romantic fucking weird thing with Jon Snow and Daenerys, and it's like that was not the thrust of the story at all.
It was Walder Frey.
Yeah, the phrase.
It was Walder Frey at the Twins fridge.
Well, I loved Game of Thrones up until the very last episode of the first,
I loved Game of Thrones until Sansa left the Vale.
And it turned into a romantasy. That's when it turned into a romantasy.
I was so pissed because that was supposed to be when she turns into the baddest bitch ever. And they're like, what if we just give her to Ramsay?
Yeah. What if she
Plot twist.
what if she's a maiden who somehow uses her sexuality charge behind the scenes secretly? That's a romantasy trope.
Like
100%. That's a weird ravishment fantasy romantasy
lame,
trope.
dude.
Where it's just like, it's how 100%. That is how men write women.
Sansa is one of my favorite characters.
I'm
in
saying
Game
they
of Thrones.
do.
Yeah,
This
I
is
mean,
bullshit. Like,
you
I was
were-
so mad when they just like were
Man,
like, what
Georgia,
if we
I
just
think
don't?
that Martin writes a good woman. I think that he writes women well. Most men write women like that. They go like, "Oh, how does this woman take control secretly behind the scenes with her vagina?
Yeah.
She makes all the men fall in love with her and controls them." I'm like, bro, this is fucking
But even-
tired.
Not even that. So like, I don't like the way that Stephen King writes women, and
I love the way Stephen King writes women.
yeah, no shit. I fucking bet you do. I bet you do. Okay.
Well, elaborate, guys. Like, why don't you like it, and why do you like it?
Well, it doesn't seem like he has sisters or like talk to his wife.
Grew up with
Like maybe he was an only child or just like didn't
How
spend
about
a
you
lot of...
on writing? His biggest inspiration for every woman in his book is his mother.
Ugh.
I know it was like
Dude with mommy issues.
Yeah, he's got big mommy issues.
Yeah, I could tell. I could fucking dude by how he writes women, like it just is out of touch with it
the
in
feminine stuff.
yeah, and just like why women would do things and their motives and why they feel things and he lacks a understanding of women at the ground level.
I like I'm not disagreeing with you, but I like the way that King writes women just because he writes them as like as like ethereal sprites, like Puck, like these people who are in existence who will do anything at any time to fuck up your whole life for almost no reason at all. I think that, The Stand is the perfect example of that. It's just like it just is like he writes women in such a way that they're this unpredictable force in your life. And I don't think that he writes women well in so much that it doesn't describe a real woman. I think that he writes women well in so much that he describes what a woman's presence has as far as an effect on a man's life.
Yes. Yes.
And I like
but
that.
That's why he doesn't write women well.
I like that though. I like that still standing by. I like the way he does it.
Like, but so what really, really made me decide that he doesn't write women well was not after I read The Stand. It was when I read It. And it was when I was reading all through the perspective of Beverly. And just everyone's coming of age in that book was so good. And Beverly's was good, but it wasn't great. It is one of my favorite novels, but I just felt like he really just missed a lot from Bev. That would just he said, it's just how women affect men.
What would you have said if you were Bev in that book?
Oh my god, Bev says a lot.
Yeah, but if you were to elaborate with
the problem is voice. Bev's fear is a man, so it's just so fucking typical.
So typical-ish. Be afraid of a fucking man.
Well, it's just
and not it.
Well, no, takes form of whatever you're afraid of. And she was afraid of her father.
Oh.
I was saying that I realized he writes women bad when I read It, because he didn't write Bev as well as he wrote the rest of the boys.
I thought Bev had some great scenes, but she was not the best.
But she was not as good as the other ones.
Bev was not as interesting as the boys, no. But I mean, how could he write a 10-year-old girl as good as he wrote a 10-year-old boy?
He can't.
He could write, but he did what he did do. I'll still stand up. I'll still stand up for why I like how he does it. Is he wrote Bev in such a perfect way in how she affected all the boys. Well, just take it as it is. So when you read it, don't take it as like Stephen King does
that's
or
why I-
doesn't write a good
Yeah,
woman.
but there was time.
Take it as a
though.
man's perspective,
I
but
don't know.
the most honest man's perspective that you can give, as opposed to the whoever wrote Sansa
Yeah.
post season 4 and wrote her into this like I control the world through my pussy bullshit. That is so fucking like this is ridiculous. And take Stephen King, who goes like I'm gonna write a woman how, and I write them in a way of how it affected me. And this is how a woman affects a man.
I guess so. You're right, but I guess it just makes me feel like I'm missing something, like from the book, like almost like I want more from that character.
I don't know. We'll name one good female author then.
I can't. I can't. I can't. Okay.
Anne McCaffrey, you know, like no, all right. J.K. Rowling, if you hate minorities. I still love Harry Potter. I don't give a shit. You can put as busy Chang shows as you want Harry Potter. I'll
I
still
don't know
love
if
it.
I would read it now. Is what I'm saying. Oh.
I actually don't remember Anne McCaffrey that well, so it's like I shouldn't say that because I haven't read the Dragon Riders of Pern since I was a kid. I thought that the chick who rode the Jade Legacy was so fucking good. You still need to read that, Shay. You just like
I'm not
you would love
reading
it.
anything I don't want to. And I'm only reading my books right now.
Renegade Bard's got it right, dude. And we should have him on. We need to just do a book episode with him. He says you can't swap a male character and call it a strong woman. And that's what most bad authors do.
Oh.
And just go like, this is a male character and I gave it tits. It's a strong woman. It's not how a woman is.
Yeah, he did his best, you know.
I think that most men write women badly. And I think that women actually write men better than men write women.
More understanding.
Uh,
I feel like just the way society is. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I feel like a woman in the world has to spend more time contemplating a man's action than a man spends contemplating a woman's action. And that's just because of size dimorphism. A man,
Yeah.
you're stronger, has more power. So it's like you would have to be like, I need to think more about how. I'm not on whether this is right or wrong.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, I think that in most society, a woman will have to spend more time thinking about what a man is going to do than a man will have to spend thinking about what a woman is going to do. As a general rule of thumb. I'm not saying that's the right way to be. But that could, I think, attribute to why a woman would write a man better than a man would write a woman. It's not a good thing. I'm just fucking saying it. Fuck, somebody back me up here. Jesus.
I mean, I'm
dying out here.
As a kid, you're always taught to be like cautious of your surroundings and stuff, and a guy is
Yeah,
as
which is
cautious
why
of
I
a girl.
literally
Like, I didn't want
say
to go right
that
there. But
I'm just a girl
like
is
I
a
am
direct response to a boys will be boys world.
No, I am hyper
Okay,
for a
like-
reason. I see everything.
Yeah,
because
because we
afraid.
have to be.
I have to like see my peripheral vision, so I'm aware. Like,
Well, that's then I'm as I assumed I am right.
someone wants to flex.
Go on, fucking flex on him, kid.
Shit.
Get him, dude.
I'm
Do it to him.
you,
literally
Christopher.
just a girl.
Hit him up, dude. Oh my God, Lord have mercy. You could write her. This is someone wrote her as a man and then put tits on her.
No, you don't get that.
Ah, the Renegade Bard with the quote of the year. That's a Freud quote. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. That's the whole thing.
Silent guy. You're
It's
like,
fucking true, dude.
don't say that fucking word.
From a man's perspective,
get the
from a
fuck
man's
out.
perspective,
like-
sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. From a woman's perspective, it is not. It is never just a cigar.
It's never.
But girls and boys are different. They're fucking different, dude.
Wrong.
Take
You
a
ain't-
blunt of this.
Yeah.
gangrenes. That's why you fucking be coughing so much.
No, I like rarely smoke blunts. Give me a break.
It's like a treat for me. Watching
So,
the
you know, like this is where it always goes because this is what we like talking about. On the live streams, we always end up talking about books and writing. And
Yeah,
stuff
would
like
you
that.
guys like want to be part of a book club if we had one?
We talk about it. I just, dude, I went down a rabbit hole of Warhammer books recently, and it was like I've
Sometimes
done
that
it
shit is
before.
fucking interesting, dude.
It's
like
sort of, but the
I
writing
read
is
so many Star Wars books just because Star Wars created a world where anything is possible.
so. Let me, dude. I'm gonna call. I know the Renegade Bird is watching, so I'm just gonna call him.
Oh, you're special.
Well, because he knows more about this. He can't also like he can't talk too much shit because people know who he is. But because we'll get in trouble, you know.
What's up, man?
Yo, what's up, my man?
Hold on, let me turn down the volume.
I know. I was like, dude, I know you ain't. I know you can answer your phone. I'm the worst, dude. Well, I was just like, dude, we keep talking about you. I was like, I should just call you up. So I fell down a Warhammer rabbit hole not too long ago, and it was so unsatisfying. And I don't want to talk crap about anybody. I'm not asking you to say anything bad because I'm sure you know a lot of those guys. But it was like reading their books as opposed to reading Conan books or some of the other ones where it just feels like the guys who have to live under the shadow of the Black Library do not write for in a way that really seems like themselves. And so I just like I got to the point where I actually had the last book I read, I don't even want to say what it was. I didn't even finish. I just put it down because I realized that all I was interested in was weird lore and I wasn't even enjoying the books, man. It really was a real bummer, dude.
That's how I feel about Lord of the Rings.
I never got into reading the Warhammer stuff. I think I've read one or two of them years ago. I co-authored with Stephen Saville, who used to write for Warhammer. And he was an amazing writer, but he said that back in the days he was writing with them, they were like a lot less corporate than they ended up becoming. I think what happens, like with the coming in the movies and all this other stuff, now you have this big company that's sort of overseeing the entire franchise and the entire, and you're going to get more tame and more possibly poorly edited. Or edited to please an audience they're not sure that they're trying to whether or not they're even going to reach.
Dude, we don't
Do you
we
think
know?
that's why they made female custodies? Is because they're trying to reach a larger audience of people, but then they realize not even fucking women want that.
I get it. James Bond is not supposed to have a backstory. He's the guy. He's a guy's guy, and
I know he's just supposed to be hot.
And the female equivalent of that is Laura Croft. You know, from
She's just supposed to be hot.
Yeah.
She's hot and she does badass shit. That's okay. So that's so. You know what's so funny, Brian, is Shay has a head-mounted magnifying glass and a set of custodies on her desk ready to make a video.
Don't me.
It's
Oh man.
yeah, and she's on the right side of it. It's going to be very funny if we decide to do it. We don't want to rock the boat that
First
much.
of all,
but
I play all sides, so I always come out on top.
I can tell you something that really happened that you'll think. I'm sure you'll think this is really funny, since you probably know who the guy is. When I was in Tampa. It was when I saw you in Tampa. After that day, I had dinner with the Critical Drinker.
oh, I love the Critical Drinker.
Me and two Disney Star Wars people sitting across.
Oh. See, shit, all these people know each other. That's why I don't want to be like. I don't even want to. Yeah. say Brian's last name, although anybody who knows him can recognize his Alabama ass voice. But like the only fantasy writer with a southern accent.
Oh my
But-
god.
But I'm sitting there, and one of the guys, I'm not going to mention any names, but one of the guys, he doesn't know who the critical drinker is. And so he looks his Twitter feed up while we're at dinner, and, and you see his face change.
Oh no.
And you can see him still pissed off in the picture.
Oh my god, dude. I would have loved to be there for that one, man.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
actually, Will was like he was non-confrontational. He didn't give him a hard time. I was giving a harder time than he was. Will was being a complete gentleman. He was polite.
I feel like he a critical drinker, man. He had to pull back to a certain point because he went so hard for such a long time. And it's like if you're going to be because he wants to create, and I think he should create. I think he's a very creative person. I love his fiction. I love what he does. But at a certain point, man, it's like you can't be both.
No.
And so I understand him pulling back, and like I don't think his takes have gotten any worse. I think that I don't think they've gotten bad. They've just gotten kinder, you know.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed that he's sort of even-handed, though, that he doesn't necessarily give everything that you would think he'd give a thumbs up to a thumbs up.
Yeah.
That's just not how I want my creators. Like, I like my creators, like, totally ruthless. I like Nicholas Diorio. I like Ethan Klein. I like a mean drama
hard
channel.
edge. Yeah, hard edge.
Yeah.
And I think that critical drinker's still pretty hard edge, but he's blunted it, which I think is not a bad thing. And I hope that he gets success from it. Everybody has to do it. You cannot have a sharp edge and achieve real mainstream success. So that has to be something that you fucking accept or don't. And if you don't accept it, well, go down with the ship.
Well, and he's on that cusp where he's being mentioned in mainstream media, and where he's trying to work that credibility, that recognition. So it could go with tits up, you know. I mean,
You gotta play all sides.
Dude,
so
I'm rooting for him, man. He's a hometown hero, and I'm fucking you know when I say hometown hero, you know what I mean. But like I'm rooting for him, so I hope he fucking makes it. And I support everything he does.
Super nice guy too. You know, I mean, the whole drunk. He doesn't really. I outdrank him that night.
Well, Brian, I mean, come on, dude. There's drinkers, there's Irishmen, and then there's Appalachia.
That's so funny.
Two Irishmen left the pub.
Yeah. It's like all the Irishmen from Ireland left and went to Appalachia, dude, and they left behind the B team.
For real, dude.
All right, Brian, I love you, brother. We'll talk to you soon, man.
All right.
See you around. Brian's such a good dude, man. Brian Anderson is an amazing author. Has penned, I don't know if hundreds, but at least dozens of books, and is currently in charge of, has been handed down the baton to be in charge of the Conan series. And we
cool.
love us some Conan around here. Conan is a hero you can get behind.
I love himbos.
Himbo. Big himbo energy.
Love himbos. Is that your Daenerys Targaryen costume?
Yeah, I just didn't zip it up.
Dude, I love that. It's even got a dragon. Now it's got a dragon eye.
I have a Daenerys Targaryen costume, and it's like a dress she wore for like literally 5 seconds of an episode.
I have a cape, but I couldn't find it, so it's like.
It's when they present her some gold, and she does the eye roll scene.
Is it where she looks really sexy?
She always looks really sexy. It's Emilia Clarke.
I love her.
I love her. God. I love Khaleesi, hence the screen name.
Daenerys Targaryen, ruler of dragons and
Oh yeah.
pickles.
I love me a crazy bitch.
Mhm. my sugar tree, Jade.
Aw, hello. Yeah, I definitely understand, like, liking a world, but not liking the books. Like, that's how I feel about Lord of the Rings. I do not like reading the books. But I really like the universe.
Interesting.
Like, I love all of the,
So funny that
like,
you'd say
that.
that.
Like, I love all the things that they've created in that world. I love all the history. Like, I know so much about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I have not read the books because I don't like them.
Yeah, but I'm not a Tolkien fan either.
I like the world, and I know like so much about the history, and I know like a lot about the lore and all that stuff, but haven't read the books. Don't want to.
I think that Tolkien gave us a lot. I just like I don't feel the need to live in that world. I feel like I'm okay taking from
Me
it.
too. That's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
like I like the world, but I just don't feel the need to read the books. I don't enjoy them.
No, it was written at a different time, man. Reading shit even from the 1950s is very hard.
Oh, it's so hard. I've been trying to, and I'm like, this is
You can do
boring.
it. So, dude, I dated a girl once back when I used to date.
Once.
I used to date. But back when I used to date, I dated this girl once. And dude, she was pretty cool. I mean, I talked to her recently. She lives in New Orleans now.
Oh, okay.
but-
Interesting.
Not the one you're thinking of.
Okay. Oh, wow.
A different girl who lives in New
Oh,
Orleans.
No, no, trust me, I wasn't thinking that one because I doubt she reads. Because she's dumb.
So,
I got it.
this girl was when I dated her, she was just finishing up her doctorate.
Oh.
And this was when we were in our mid-20s. So she was not older than I was. We were in our mid-20s. She was just finishing up her doctorate, and she was getting her doctorate with her whatever specialty. I don't know what it was, but it was in infectious diseases.
Okay.
I've also never worn a condom in my life, so you know, even a girl can have a doctorate and still want to have fun.
Call that a case study.
Anyway, this was the first girl that I ever dated where I realized that I wasn't good enough for their family because I've got a very big head.
Oh, honey, that's so sad.
So her family was like very wealthy.
Oh.
They were from South Carolina. And so there are two types of people in South Carolina, haves and have-nots. And she had. So she was a debutante.
Oh, buddy.
She could with freaking 2 cups in her hand and 3 books on her head. She knew how to dance. Not like hip hop
Strippers
dance.
can do that.
No. She knew how to dance. She knew how to like all this weird shit because she went to debutante finishing school, right? Then went to Tampa to get her doctorate in infectious diseases at USF.
Is that when she became a slut?
I don't think she was ever a slut, dude. She's just into
Okay.
motorcycles. I mean, go figure. That's how I met her. So she got me into, because she was very into reading, but when you're a debutante, you can't read just any books. You have to read the classics. So she was very into classics and did not take any sort of fiction that wasn't a classic seriously. So it was like, I was like, oh, have you read this book? And it would be like, a highly regarded book. And she was like, well, it's just derivative of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Or I was like, have you read this book? She's like, well, it's a derivative of, well, Shay, she would beat you in an argument about it.
No, because my always end with so.
Ever fought Shay before?
Have you ever tried to simply enjoy your life?
That would be a
Like, I put cream in my coffee too. Guess what?
I'm just saying, if there was a board of judges who was judging the argument, she would beat you. Me too, bitch. Okay, I'm not fucking saying it's just you.
every time.
She would win.
You know?
She was very fucking. She knew how to talk. Good.
Really, I'm the winner because I get
But
to
with, like,
experience more childlike whimsy.
But with like a southern accent too, so it was even worse.
Oh God.
But like
She sounds so hot.
the smart sounding Southern accent.
Dude, a Southern accent is the only accent I like.
Thank God.
I'm just like,
Dude, end it with a.
you got a
bless your
mullet
heart,
and a
dude.
mustache. I'm ready to be a trad wife.
So when we were dating, I read a bunch of classics, and I did enjoy. I learned how to enjoy them in only the way that because I never wanted to do it. But when a girl that you're enamored with asks you to do something, you do it. And so like I read Frankenstein, and I read Moby Dick. I read all these books that were like like Pride and Prejudice, just like.
Yuck.
My God,
Thanks, dude.
Wuthering Heights, good one, dude. Wuthering Heights is so vicious. What a viciously mean book Wuthering Heights was. And because I had to like give her book reports, dude,
Oh God.
because she would check up, dude.
Ew.
She would be like, "I need you to read Wuthering Heights," and then like I'd see her again,
Why?
she'd be like, "So tell me what happened." And then it wasn't like, tell me what happened. It was like, all right, well, now let's discuss what that meant. And how do you feel that this character's, what philosophical thing? She was like it was
exhausting.
crazy, dude. It was very exhausting, actually.
Made you a better person.
I never went back and read any more classics after that.
You were like,
So,
no.
but during the time, like, so everything I know about American classics is, and she was
From her.
so American too. So she was just like even though some of the authors I just mentioned were not from America, she's very much into American classics. Anyway, and then like her parents came to visit. Her dad was coming down, and she was telling me about it. And God, I remember we were in bed watching General Hospital because that was like the show she liked to watch. Some drama soap opera.
Wow,
show.
she likes classic, but she fucking watches fucking. That's literally junk food for your brain.
Isn't General Hospital like
It's a soap opera.
like a parody?
That
No,
is
it was
junk
a
food for your
real.
brain.
It was a real show.
I've heard that before. It's parody.
But I don't fucking know, dude. She could still trust me, dude. She's not to be taken lightly. I'm just saying, dude.
That should have not been taken
She's not
seriously,
to be
apparently.
taken. She's a force to be reckoned with. And then I'm like, oh, dude, I'm so excited to meet your dad. And like, this is very cool. And she remembers her being like, like, no, you can't meet my father. I was like, what? She's like, no, you can't meet my father. And I was like, oh shit, I've just realized something. I've just realized something about the nature of this relationship.
So you're one of those guys. Oh, Josh.
Oh, it was a great learning experience.
Well, now I
but-
bet he knows about you, but like in a very different way.
Wuthering Heights is would still it's a good read. Moby Dick though I think is my favorite.
I tried.
Yeah, dude, have you tried for a man?
No.
No, you tried for yourself.
Yeah, I tried for myself.
No, have you ever tried and then
I've never read a book for a man.
No, so not even for a man.
Wait! I take that back. I have. You know what book I read for a man? The Gunslinger.
Oh, okay.
For you, motherfucker.
So that's how you know you can enjoy something is when you read something for somebody that you hold in high regard, and you read it not with the intent of like, how do I enjoy this personally, but how do I enjoy this, and then take back the story of enjoying this to somebody. That's a very different way to enjoy. I'm not even saying it's a wrong way to enjoy a book. It's not. But that's a very different way to enjoy something that will make you figure out how to do it. And so that's how I enjoyed Moby Dick, is that I was like, I didn't just read Moby Dick, I wanted to read it. I read Moby Dick because I wanted to be like, I need to come back to this girl and tell her what I enjoyed about this. And so it made me read it in such a different way and gave a level of enjoyment that I probably would have never gotten out of it. I'm being dead fucking bare
I know
honest.
you are. That's why I'm like,
Dude.
I read Moby Dick in English.
No, that's not the way to. That's not how you read Moby
I
Dick.
was like, analyzed memorizing every summary in Moby, and you were like, "There's this girl that it's beautiful."
I just wanted to try reading a classic because I didn't
Wanted
in
to
school.
try.
Really, I guess the only classic I read in school was like the Odyssey.
Frankenstein.
I didn't read Frankenstein.
No, Frankenstein is like classic for babies. It's great.
I didn't read Frankenstein.
No, I'm saying, but that's like the introduction to classics.
Oh.
Is Frankenstein.
I have an ashtray.
Frankenstein, and it's good, dude. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is. Also, I read that for her, and but enjoyed it, and I had actually read it before, and I read it for her, and I was just like, holy shit, dude! It was I have such a new appreciation for Frankenstein, and Frankenstein was the basis not only for almost every single horror movie, but for every Frankenstein, more so than that, was the basis for every single artificial intelligence. Like Isaac Asimov could not exist without Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
All of our it just is go all the way back to Mary Shelley, some chick who wrote a book.
Oh, you want to talk about a good female?
Some chick
Come on, say it.
who wrote a book, dude. It's what. That's why you should read Frankenstein.
I haven't read it, so I can't say if it's good.
I know.
Mary Shelley's
I was
Frankenstein.
like,
Written,
I actually don't know.
written by a woman
Okay, so
in a time
I'm
where
gonna go-
women did not write
Okay,
books.
so first of all, I'm gonna go piss, and on my way back, I'm gonna stop and ponder at the bookcase real quick
okay, so
and see
you're
if
gonna
there's
go.
any
gotta
fucking
go pee
female
too.
authors on there at all. First of all, at all, because usually I only buy books to have if I've already read it, and I just want to have a neat physical copy. Like if they have an interesting.
Yeah, I do everything digital anymore.
Yeah, everything's digital. I only ever buy a book if I'm like, oh, I like this and I want it on my shelf to be
I want it to look pretty.
I want somebody to look at my bookshelf and be like, wow, she says interesting. She reads this. This.
Curious.
Why else do people put things on their bookshelves?
Well, you used to put them on your bookshelf because you read them. It used to be the only way to read a book.
Yeah.
All these books I'm talking about, I did not read on my phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the only reason I buy books now. Or else I wouldn't have books, because most books I've read on my phone. Even when I was in high school, I had a Kindle.
I don't mind reading on my phone. I like it. It's in my pocket all the time. And this comes from somebody who I read books for so long, where I used to have to take a book with me, and I always had a book with me. Always. And it was such a pain in the ass to have to carry it with me.
I know, dude, and
I love it,
I
reading on my
have
phone.
the copy of The Gunslinger that I used to carry in my backpack when I was at school, and the cover is fucked.
I have a few paperbacks, usually not even hardcovers. I have a few paperbacks that I'm really fond of because I have some good memories associated with them.
That's not
But
even what I'm talking about, though.
Being able to
I'm just
read on
saying,
my phone is just the best thing I've ever.
I hated having to throw it in my purse all the time.
What I would my
Destroy the book.
my vision of being a rich person, everyone has their own, right? This is what it would be like to be rich.
Yeah.
Right. This is what I would do. And it's usually just not everything, just one thing. What's the one masturbatory thing you would do with your wealth?
Voyeurism.
Yeah. Mine would be, even though I read everything on my phone, my wealth fantasy is building a library. And that would be my hobby.
Nice.
So I'd have a library, a 4,000, a library the size of a whatever, just an entire house.
An entire house?
Entire house size.
Wow.
Took a minute to walk across it. This property, whatever.
That's how I feel about
Huge.
a greenhouse,
You know?
I guess.
And what I would do is I would be able to start with nothing. And then I would just spend my wealthy leisure time picking out what books I wanted to fill the shelves with. And they would, of course, first editions, obviously, rare first editions, better yet, signed. Even though I could have them shipped to me, I wouldn't. I would fly to where the book was and make I'd be like, okay, I need a Piers Anthony Spell for Chameleon, first edition, signed. All right, one exists in whatever, Saskatchewan. I'm going to fly to Saskatchewan, have an entire time based around this book. I'll probably download it on my phone, read it again, and like think about the book while I'm there and find restaurants and things to do in the place I'm at, and then pick up this rare first edition, the one I'm not going to read because it's going in my library, and then like have this entire adventure just around picking up this book to come back and then like slide it onto the shelf, like and it hits the end, like it fits, It would feel so good to do that. That's my rich person fantasy. That's what I would, if I would just had all the money in the world, that's what I would do.
I think mine's irrigated greenhouse.
That's cool too. No, everyone's got their own.
Wait, if you had all the money in the world, you wouldn't just like solve world hunger?
I meant all the money.
No, I'm just kidding.
This is about me.
You guys.
I'm talking about wealth voyeur.
I walked in at the wrong time.
That or a wooden boat.
Oh, I would love a wooden
Like a
boat
wooden-
for sure,
wooden
dude.
speedboat?
I would love to buy a wooden boat with my wealth in a place where it's like, oh, there's a lake
Yeah.
in between here and where the book is. I could just fly to that town, but I'll fly to this town on this side of the lake, buy a wooden boat, go across the lake to get it. Yeah, absolutely. Like, that's great, dude. Wooden boats are fucking dope, dude.
They're so cool, dude.
Boats are fucking cool, man.
In this fantasy, I also, my suitcase is like an old, like, one of the old hard case suitcases,
Right, with a pattern on it, maybe,
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah. And it's got like, but it's you can tell it's super expensive, but it's got wear on it, like it's used, right? But it has like
It looks like all the suitcases from that one Wes Anderson movie, Darjeeling Unlimited.
or I was gonna say Royal Tenenbaum when Richie Tenenbaum gets
Or maybe
off
it
the
is
bus.
Royal
Yeah.
Tenenbaums. I always get those two mixed up because they're
Dude,
my favorites.
I want to tell you, I know that there's a lot of people who don't understand the boat thing, who are like, have been watching the channel for years. They're like, why does Shadetree Surgeon like boats now? Dude, the boat rabbit
Those are
hole,
cool.
it's out. It's not a money thing.
It's
So like I can afford boats now. Like all my boats, and I have multiple.
just as
They cost
cheap as
nothing.
the
Nothing.
rabbit.
It's so cool, dude. There's so many cool boats. There's cool outboards.
We're also surrounded by water, so
Oh my gosh,
You
dude. There's
live in
weird
Florida.
old wood boats, and there's just like, I'm really into aluminum boat. It's very cool, dude. It reminds me a lot of the motorcycle stuff. I just made a trade for an engine, right? So for the Maximum Brown, this is how deep the boat rabbit hole goes.
while you talk about that, I'm gonna take go look at my bookcase real fast.
So I have my boat that I bought for $1,000, Maximum Brown. It's around 83 Starcraft. It's an SS 160, which 160 stands for 16 feet. I'm not sure what SS stands for. I think it stands for Super Sport. I could be wrong though, and that's because it was the boat that I have was originally for skiing. So like water skiing was super popular in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. It had a huge resurgence. Right now, it's all about fishing, which is cool. I like to fish. But
back
in
then,
the
it's
70s and
all
80s,
weird.
there was a huge resurgence in skiing. And so that's why it has a dual console, like where there's two seats and then there's seats behind those seats. It's set up for you to put a bar behind it and pull water skiers. Like that's what the boat's for. It's really a water skiing boat. And so that a lot of 80s boats are like that. There's a bass boats from the 80s, fishing boats from the 80s, but a lot of 80s boats, especially like affordable 80s boats, were water skiing boats. Anyway, the original equipment it came with, it has a motor from the 90s on it right now. It has a 3-cylinder Johnson 2-stroke, which is a really great motor, workhorse of a motor. But the top of the line original equipment that it would have came with from the 80s in 1983, I've got a brochure, and the top of the line equipment that it would have came with for a 16-foot SS-160 Starcraft aluminum would have been a Mercury 90, which had the moniker of Tower of Power, because the Mercury 90 was a inline 6-cylinder. So it was one of the tallest motors you can imagine. An inline 6-cylinder 2-stroke. And the difference between Mercury's and every other motor at the time, so you could get a Johnson, which I have, a Johnson or whatever, any other boat manufacturer motor. Mercury rated their horsepower numbers at the prop. Every other motor manufacturer rated their motors at the head. So Mercury's a 90 Mercury is the equivalent to a 115 from another boat. So if you had a 90 Johnson and somebody had a 90 Mercury, they'd wipe the floor with you. And it was just this cool thing that existed, that this Mercury's, especially the inline 6 Mercury's, the Tower of Powers, had this insane, and I've just read about this, I didn't live this obviously, had this insane stranglehold on the market as the fastest motors ever. And so I'm picking one up on Saturday. An original, like this would have, the motor is, and I have another, I'm not paying anything for it because I've got a couple of trades that are happening right now that this is a 0 cost lateral move that I'm able to pick up a same year, 1983, same year as the boat, in running condition motor that would have been the top of the line motor that would have came on the boat. And I'm very excited about putting it on it.
That's exciting.
I'm so excited about it, man. Yeah, no, it's just Shelby knows what's up, man. He knows about Mercury. He knows about 2-strokes, and just like I've just gotten so freaking into weird old motors. And the other cool thing about Mercury's, especially the Tower of Powers, like the old inline 6-cylinder Mercury's, is that the entire, whatever you would call it, the shroud, like the engine casing, whatever that goes around it, is 100% aluminum. The Johnson that I have is fiberglass. And of course, in the late 80s, early 90s, everybody went to fiberglass, or everybody went to plastic because it was so much cheaper. You didn't have to maintain it. But Mercury kept all aluminum casing all the way up to 1988. So what that means is the motor that I'm picking up for it can be completely polished. I got to pull up some freaking videos of what this motor looks like, because it's very cool. And they just sound dope as fuck, dude. They sound so good. Like, if you like motorcycles, don't get into, it's not about boats. It's about the motors. That's all that matters, is the motor. We might have to put on headphones for this. It just sounds so good. Look at this, dude. This is on a Crestliner. Like, look at it. Like, they just don't make stuff that looks like this anymore, dude. That you can polish, that looks good. It's just like, it doesn't look like it's made to do a job. They made things to look beautiful. And I feel like that's a big distinction, to make something to look beautiful instead of just to do a job. And oh God, it's so, can you imagine? I just am imagining like taking it out, and then after I take it back home, polishing it to make sure it's nice, and like taking the time to make sure that it's beautiful and it works right. I just love that, dude. I think that's so fun. I just think what a good looking engine. Because all this black, like all of this, and this is the ribbed on the Mercury, looks really good doing that. All this black stuff, that'll come right off. You can polish the entire thing. The entire thing's aluminum, so you can polish all of it. And it can you can make you want a little bit of contrast. You don't want to polish the whole thing because it'll just disappear in chrome. or disappear in polish. So you want to leave some contrast on it, especially on a blue band on it. But they're just beautiful motors, man. They just look so good. It just makes me go like feel the same way that I feel about motorcycles. Like what is the best part of a motorcycle? The motor. It's in the fucking name. It's a motorcycle. You want the motor to look beautiful. And I that's what I really like about this is just the motor is just beautiful. Like I don't even care. The boat does not even matter. This guy's like, no, show me the motor,
Like, look
dude.
at how fast I go.
Yeah, I don't care about the boat. I want to see the motor working. Which is an inline 6-cylinder 2-stroke, dude. They sound insane. I gotta find a couple little sound bites and see if I can let you guys hear them. I think I can. Let's see. See if we can put some sound on for y'all. I know that might not matter as much to you, but it's the way that that sounds compared to a 4-stroke is just it's so fucking good,
Very
dude.
different.
It's so good. Two strokes are so aggressive. It's just such a good freaking sound, man. I just love hearing that motor work, you know, because you're like, dude, this is that was designed by just hearing it work is such a good sound.
That'd be really fun.
Shelby knows what I'm talking about, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like hearing a inline 6-cylinder 2-stroke work is such a good sound, dude. Like and knowing all the everything in there is working, 6 cylinders in a row are all freaking firing and going off to make the boat go across the water. Just such a good feeling, like to be able to pull the throttle, to push the throttle down and have that all that happening. It's the same thing with motorcycles, like with a V twin or an inline 4, or like the way a motor is shaped, the way it's shaped, and to feel the way it works when it moves. And I know it's different for every single motor, from a single cylinder to a twin to a 3-cylinder to a 4-cylinder to a 6-cylinder to whatever it is. They all work a different way to move me down the road, and it feels so unique and so good. And it just is so interesting and so cool to feel all these little tiny little parts working at incredible speed to move me down whatever I'm going, over the water or down the road. It's just such a good feeling, man. I love it. And that's why I never thought I'd be into boats. But like I'm just, if they give me they scratch the same itch as motorcycles do. Just like a really strange, weird little engine that makes you move across a surface. It feels very good. I like it a lot. I like it a lot, dude. Yeah, MGS, dude. The 2-strokes are much easier to work on, man. If you can fix a lawnmower, you can fix a 2-stroke. That's what I've learned about boats, and I learned a lot about 4-strokes when me and Chloe started working on the 30. But now I've learned now that I've gotten into 2-stroke boat motors, they are like, now I have fallen down the rabbit hole, dude, because a two-stroke boat motor is like, it's like solving the easiest math problem in the world, dude. They need like three things to make them run. They're like they're a magneto. Most of them are magneto engines. They don't need a battery to run. They barely need any electronics. Most of the electronics that make them run are just like fail-safe stuff that's built into the controls, like kill switch shit. That's basically the only thing that'll make them not run. They're very simple to work on, very satisfying to make work because there's only a few things that can be wrong with them. So fixing them feels very good. I like fixing them because I can almost always do it. As long as they have compression, they'll run. If they have compression and spark, they'll run. It's very satisfying to fix them because it's very easy to fix them. I would like to get into airboats. Because airboats are most of them are 4-stroke. You know about airboats?
Yeah, we've been watching some videos.
They have
Essentially, you can just go over
anything with an airboat, dude. It's very cool.
So strong.
The thing I feel like I've never piloted an airboat, but the thing I feel like I wouldn't like about it is that everyone looks like they're strapped in.
Yeah, like you can't
like
move
you can't
once
walk
you're
around.
There. You can't party on an airboat.
Yeah,
You're just like, we're on the airboat.
Like when we're on the shitty boat or even on Maximum Brown, like me and the boat, and I can have it like full throttle, 32 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And I can walk away from the steering wheel, and we could just like walk over to another part of the boat, and you know what I mean? You can just like go, we could like do something over there, and the boat will still go. I'm not saying you should do that. It's a little dangerous.
I know when you say, like, wait,
but we do that though. Like we're just like, oh, let's go do this thing over here. It seems like with airboats, like you got to be like on top of it.
Yeah,
you got to like be paying attention.
Yeah.
But I've never driven one, so I don't know what it's like. So I have no idea what it's like.
I can only imagine.
Hopefully not for much longer. I'd like to fucking have one. I just can't. They're expensive. So I feel like I will get one eventually. I'll find the right deal eventually. But I would like to know what it's like. Or a surface motor, like the mud motors like we were talking about to get in the Everglades. I'd like to go explore the Everglades. It'd be very cool.
I can't wait.
I'm very excited.
It'll be an adventure.
Shay, you coming back? I gotta piss.
I'm getting hungry too.
Oh, you're looking for a female author on the shelf? Keep looking.
There isn't one, dude. There isn't a female author on my shelf. There is not one. I was looking so hard. I have a lot of books.
I've given you
several
female authors to read, by the way.
Okay, I'm saying physical books on my shelf. No female authors. Turns out. A little bit of a sexist.
I don't know what to
Turns
say.
out.
Turns out.
Turns out.
Your
I didn't know till this moment.
hypothesis was correct.
No, it was Josh's hypotheses. Not mine.
Well.
No, I don't do commissions because that sissy bar took me a year to make. Not a year of work. Just like a lot of
one
emotional labor, like to sit down and make it. That's the first sissy bar I've ever made. I don't even know if it's gonna work. It might vibrate out. In with it on. I just need to test it.
I can sit on the back.
No, that's not what I mean. Harley's vibrate so much because mine's rigid mounted. Like the engine isn't rubber mounted, it's rigid mounted, so it like vibrates so fucking much. So it vibrates so much that like my bolts fall out regularly. So the resin might just vibrate right out of the sissy bar. I drilled holes and filled the holes with resin to see if it would stay.
Sissy bar?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm not comfortable selling them yet because they might not last.
Plus, only one exists.
Yeah, it's the only one I've ever made.
So if somebody wants to be a test mule,
I'm the test mule. That's why I put it on my Sportster to see if it vibrates out.
yeah, but you don't like it.
Well, I'm gonna just leave it on to see if it
Oh,
vibrates
okay.
out, because that's really what I want to see. Because like the first time I made it, I was able to just pop the resin out because it was really like warm or cold one day, or it was cold, so it shrank.
No, we'll leave it on. Maybe it'll grow on you. Who knows?
Well, I just want to see if it'll work.
Yeah.
It's just because I've had one person send me a gas cat back.
Dude, look at Zilla 19.
Because-
Two of my favorite YouTubers. I'm a boy. Oh. Okay, I understand. Grubby, we have a Discord.
I do not take commissions. I just create and you get what you get.
Anne Rice. Actually, I have Anne Rice books, but I also like to make fun of Anne Rice. Interview with the Vampire.
I haven't read it.
Big time romanticy, dude. Anne Rice. Well, I mean,
it took me so long to get through the one section.
Anne
of
Rice writes
romance.
no.
And-
Anne Rice writes a good book, dude. I'm being uncharitable.
yeah, I just
It's just like the
that's
movie.
not really what I like to read. It's not my lane.
One Bad Goldwing is at a Love's truck stop. I love that. We've spent a lot of time at Love's.
I also don't believe there is such thing as a bad Goldwing.
Maybe it's bad, like bad, baby.
Because every time I see a Goldwing on Facebook Marketplace, I'm like,
Dude, Love's saved my life, man. First off, Love's is hit or miss where you go, but what they
Yeah.
always have is heated hand dry. Not every place has. Most every normal,
I
like
don't like
bigger
hand
gas
dryers.
station has hand. That's an important part for this because when I rode across the country,
oh,
In the
it's
winter,
so cold.
cold is cumulative. You can never come back from cold. You can only get worse. You can't like be in the. If you're in the cold, you never get better. You can only maintain, and there's not even really a maintain. It's just like it's a war of attrition. You slowly get colder. You can never come back.
Dude,
So you have to maintain
yeah,
that.
dude, when I'm cold on our motorcycle trips, like I don't know if anyone else does this, I will scream in my helmet.
Being cold is a bummer, dude. I'll be hot over being cold
Like
all day long.
I would when I was hot, when we were going through Death Valley, I was crying.
Well, that was a different kind of heat. That was
Well,
pretty
I'm trying
brutal.
to think of
Brutal. The hottest you've ever
yeah,
been.
the hottest I've ever been on a motorcycle, or like the worst I've ever reacted
That was
to being hot.
An insane amount of heat.
Okay, sure. But
It was 117 degrees.
I know, but I'm saying like the hottest I've ever been and the worst I've ever reacted to heat was then.
Right.
So I'm like, and the coldest I've ever been. No, I'm okay. The coldest I've ever been and the worst I've ever reacted to that as well would be when we were in
Was it
the
Colorado when it was
Rocky
raining?
Mountain National Park and it
It was
snowed.
after that.
It
When
snowed.
you're like just straight line
Yeah,
raining.
and it was raining all day for like 9 hours straight.
hmm
Our whole day, start to finish.
That was a bad day.
When we started riding that day, it was raining. But if we had stayed another day, it would have been snow.
Right. We had to do it.
We had to leave. So it was so cold. Ran out of warm socks, any dry socks. Had no dry socks.
It rained the entire
No dry
time.
jeans because we only had like a couple. It rained the whole time, and my shoes were wet. My gloves were wet. My socks were wet. I was wet. There's no drying. I was disappointed, sad, screaming in my helmet, wet.
It's not a fun
We
time.
rode into the night. It was like we were in like the flattest part of the country too.
Yeah, it was boring, right? Not that you wanted to be interesting, you just wanted to be over.
We were
it.
going like south out
Yeah,
of Colorado.
it's straight
I
line,
think.
dude. Colorado has some amazing roads, and then the rest of it, and then the line.
Yeah, it was fucking awful. It was flat and straight.
Carl Barrett said that he rode through Oklahoma in a 117.
I think it was
heat
Oklahoma
the same
all way
year.
through. Yeah.
No, well, our 117 was coming out of Las Vegas.
No, after that, when we went to Colorado and then went down.
It was not
That- that- 'cause that-
117.
No,
Oh.
I'm saying that was the coldest.
Oh, okay.
I ever was like going through Rocky Mountain National Park, and then that day after was the worst I ever reacted because it was just like soul crushing to be so cold.
It is pretty rough to be that cold, but I think it's an important thing to go through. It was only one part of our trip.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't the whole thing. If that was your only part of the trip, that would suck. As one part of your trip, it's a character building experience because you had to put up with that in order to enjoy all the other good parts of
Okay.
it.
The other hardest part of the other trip we took was when I insisted we have to go see the buffaloes.
Mhm.
And it took us 8 hours to find them, but Josh's fault because he took us the wrong way like 4 times.
I've heard this story like
Like,
twice, but I
ridiculously like the wrong way. Like he took us to the exit of the park instead of the entrance, and instead of going like a mile to the entrance, he went all the way around the park to the entrance.
I had a great
But
time.
not on the inside of the park, on the outside of the park. So we didn't get to see any buffalo that time either.
You saw a
But
buffalo.
when we got to the entrance of the park, we finally saw a buffalo. But then when we
Saw
were leaving,
dozens of them.
so many buffaloes. But when we were leaving, it was
I'm just being like,
sundown.
how did I fuck up?
It was sundown.
You got an
I
amazing
wasn't
ride.
there.
You saw
didn't-
hundreds of buffalo. Like,
Dude,
wow, this sounds
We would
terrible.
have saw them immediately if you would just gone from Waldrug to the entrance of the park. Just straight shot. It's like 2 miles, guys. If anyone knows what I'm talking about when you leave Sturgis and go to the Badlands and stop at Waldrug, I know some motherfuckers in this
Some
chat
people
know what
know
I'm
what you're
talking
talking
about.
about,
It's like not that far. It's a straight shot to the national
It was a
park.
surprise when we came to Waldrug again. For me. Because it took us all day.
We took it all day.
And then we got back, I was like, oh shit, dude. This is where we started.
On a dirt road on the BMWs, a dirt road.
Yeah, we were for like 50 miles.
Before we even saw a buffalo.
Lesson learned.
Before we even saw a buffalo. So many prairie dogs. You almost killed a prairie dog. But the point being, that was not the worst part because I saw a buffalo. I got what I
No.
fucking wanted.
The point.
Yeah, the point was the worst part of the trip was we were leaving and it was sundown and Josh almost hit a deer. The closest I've ever seen anyone
Dodged it.
to a deer ever in my whole life. We were behind a car. Like, this is us and this is the car. And the deer jumped in front of the car, jumped out, and then jumped in between us and the car, and then jumped out again. So
I was pretty close. I feel like I heard its
it was awful.
hooves skittering on the road.
Saw you in my mind's eye fall down, dude.
I would never.
Shay told me about this. Where,
It was.
like,
I was crying in my home. I was like, "How the fuck did Josh just miss that deer?"
I was pretty fucking calm about it.
I was freaking the fuck out,
I would never do something so
freaking out in my
so-
helmet.
gay as fall down on my motorcycle.
I was listening to my book and I turned it off and I was like, okay, let me chill out because there was nowhere to pull over, by the way. Nowhere.
No, there's no.
Nowhere. So after a while, I don't know, like 30, 45 minutes, an hour, how long is time? Time is, thin out there. So like,
it's probably 10 minutes.
It's very thin out there.
no,
all the time.
time is thin out there. So like,
There's a thinny across
Yeah,
the
yeah.
entire
So-
South Dakota.
like Josh notices that I'm like this.
You're not okay.
And he pulls off on the side of the road. Like literally just on the side of the road. Randomly, just like at an exit, and at the exit it says like no service in every direction.
Yeah.
Because it's reservation land. So we're just in the middle of nowhere. Turns out to be the darkest spot in the whole fucking
Darkest place in America.
in America. Is
No idea.
in South Dakota.
You have to look at your.
It was wild because we
He
looked
was
up.
like-
We're just like, I pulled over to be like, yo,
He
are you
was
awake?
like, hey, are
What's
you
up?
okay? And I was like, no, motherfucker, look up. I'm looking at the stars, dude.
Dude, we looked up it was like you could see the Milky Way. Bare eyes. It was it looked like looking in a planetarium. I've never seen it. I've never ever in my life seen anything like that. And just like side of the road, trucks going by, shitty like condoms and piss bottles
Needles
next to you.
and-
Yeah, so you just look up and it is
like
the most
beautiful thing you've ever seen.
majestic. It's just an ode to how small you are in the universe. You just look up and saw the smoke in the Milky Way. It was just insane, dude.
Like Balto.
Looking up and seeing stardust, dude. It was a very fucking powerful experience.
Balto.
I thought.
You guys want to see the photo I took with my phone?
Yes.
I can pull it up. I like that.
It did happen we would have rode right by it.
Yeah, you were checking.
We
on
weren't.
it.
Well, we were moving. We weren't like sightseeing at that point. We were making time.
We were really, really trying to get the hotel because we're like, we don't want to be riding at night anymore. After that day, Josh and I don't ride at night anymore. Ever when we're traveling. It's just too dangerous. It's not worth it. Okay, so it was in South Dakota. It was before Sioux Falls. It was after Pierre.
What an amazing coincidence, dude. Because it's like some other motherfuckers might not appreciate that, and they're like, that's okay that they don't. But like, damn, we did. Like it was just what a coincidence where it's like that could have happened to anybody else. They might be like, oh, neat, darkest place, huh? You can see a star. But I didn't want to leave. We just sat there just staring at the galaxy, dude. It's like you could see galaxies. It was
Here, I'm gonna
powerful.
airdrop it to your computer.
I'll pull it up. It was beautiful. It was so good. You remember, Shay? You were there.
A picture on my phone, and I'm sending it to you right now so everyone can see the picture I took with my fucking phone.
A phone,
My
dude.
phone. It wasn't even the phone at the time.
It was not even. You're not wrong. I think I actually have better ones on my other phone.
These I think one of them is one you sent me.
Just from like pointing up.
This is just. I know that doesn't even seem that special.
There's
It's on
better
a.
ones.
It's on
No, it
a
is.
phone, dude.
My phone's so,
Your
I mean,
phone.
my phone's
You seeing it with your eyes was so much more than that too.
Pull up the other ones. I have better ones. That was like the first one I did. That one's like more colorful. Look, you can see the sign on the bottom.
You look at the fucking like.
The sign that said like no service that way because
That's just what the fucking sky looked like.
Dude.
And now you're getting it right. You're like, what the fuck?
So I was on my motorcycle like
Doesn't
I'm
look like a
crying.
vagina. Doesn't it look like a vagina?
and
I think it
No.
does.
and Josh was
I
like,
think it looks.
"What are you
vaginal.
looking at?" I'm like, "The sky, motherfucker."
The universe is pussy, bitch.
I just like the idea of that. So maybe
Like
that's
if
why
you
I think that.
squint, I guess I can see like a clit and like a.
Yeah, look at the. So boom, you see the triangle. Like up
Like
here
the
is the.
ball.
Up here is the fucking.
You know how I know I'm gay or
Yeah.
not gay is I see a dick. That's how I know I'm straight.
What if you're bi?
So isn't that
Do you see both?
insane, dude? You're just standing there looking at that
I
shit.
see
It's
both.
And
fucking
that's so
crazy.
cool. I took that with my
Anyways.
cell phone.
Good job.
I just can't
Is it
believe
what?
that shit.
It was no like. It was just like you pointed up and pushed the button.
Yeah.
There was no like special shit you had to do.
Well, if you're crying, I can imagine it was hard. So.
Oh no, I was crying an hour before that. Josh did not pull over after he almost hit the deer. It was like an hour later when he was like, "All right, you chill. You look like you're falling asleep." And nah, dude, I'm not nodding off. I'm looking up at the fucking
My
galaxy.
adrenaline has been on since you almost
Yeah,
died.
dude, I was like,
And
I was on
I'm
it.
contemplating life. And
I
it's
legit didn't know
beautiful.
that you were upset. I didn't. I don't know. I felt like I dodged the deer just fine. Like I was not worried about it.
Well, it was just because,
It's
like,
not an issue for me.
I don't know. Do you ever
You're like,
see
I was
something
fine.
like you were so close to hitting it? Go back to the other screen. Oh yeah, you did.
She
Okay.
thought you hit it.
I thought I like saw it in my mind's eye.
she like
Like I saw you hit the fucking deer.
Doubting Thomas.
the thing fucking happened, and he.
I would never.
So I was scared.
There are holes in your hands, Josh.
It sounds like something somebody else would do.
But no, you didn't hit the deer. Everything's fine. Don't ride at night. It's not worth it. It's scary. Deer are assholes.
Dairy.
The scariest I've ever been around deer was when I came back with David on the Silver Wing.
Oh, in Texas?
Largest. It was the. I don't know what you would call it, like the most active rut that had ever happened in history.
The biggest deer fuck you've ever seen.
Yeah, well, that's what rut means. I was trying to say it nice. I guess Chloe just could go and say fucking. Okay, they were the deer fuck. It was the biggest deer fuck in history. So we were going down I-10, and this was a few years ago, 5 years ago. I don't know how long it was ago. It was a while ago.
It's like 2 years ago.
Anyone who remembers it is truckers. They will remember it. If you're like,
Maybe it was
if so, a trucker, if you were
Time was
driving down I-10 and you remember the biggest deer rut, where it was insane. We were driving motorcycles down there. There was a steaming, because it had just died. So the steam was coming off of its still warm corpse.
Okay.
Pile of guts.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple per mile. We were passing them like they were like bug guts on a windshield.
Ew.
Thousands we passed. And then on the road, they were just everywhere. It was like a fucking horror movie for hundreds of miles.
Catering towards deer.
And so just like guts and intestines and heads and just like it was nonstop. It was like a
How do they clean the roads?
I don't fucking know, dude. I don't work there. It was a carpet.
The Beverly Hillbillies come and
carpet
make soup.
of fucking deer corpses. To the point where like it was not even so like it was dangerous, like you could hit one. But the main danger was you skidding out on top of slippery. I'm dead serious.
Ew.
Like your tires
Ew.
are skidding out
Imagine
on
that
animals.
on my jeans.
Oh, dude, I had so much fucking blood on my jeans and boots.
Ew,
It was
dude.
insane.
Ew.
We had to leave our boots and pants outside because they stank like death. It was insane. I've never seen anything.
Ew, I would throw my clothes away.
I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Ew.
It was insanity. I tried to film it, but I couldn't because it was dark. I tried to talk about it, and I was just like,
was that like 2010?
That was right after
No, it
the
was not
pandemic.
right
It
now.
was right
It's
after the
right
pandemic.
after
It's
the pandemic,
2021.
You want to hear something crazy?
It was 2020
It's
or 2021 because I remember you had to show your vaccine card.
I had to have
Imagine-
vaccine.
It was
Oh,
right
the
after
disease.
the Pan America trip.
Yeah,
Because you took the Silver Wing after California. So it was like
it was
it
21.
was 21, yeah.
I'm from upstate New York, so they had this thing where there was like this like zombie deer pandemic going around where they were like dead, but they were like still like walking around, like they were like shot and stuff. Do you
Oh,
guys
I heard
remember?
about that. Yeah. There's some weird.
I thought you guys were gonna start talking about that, and I was like, yes, finally something I know about. But I don't know. I can
was
only
wild,
imagine
dude.
that would like cause some crazy like outbreak of like some weird like
Um,
virus, right?
There were so many
All
of
that
them.
dis-
Like
disease
so,
meat.
of all these ones on the road,
Yeah.
you just passed by,
Yeah,
and there
like, no
was
one's
just
facing
People
it, no
So-
one's
need to kill
doing anything.
deers on
The-
like
for
The
every
wildlife are probably just eating it.
for every one deer head, in,
There was
which
like,
there was hundreds,
yeah,
there was thousands just standing on a stand.
so crazy. Ready
Just
to
like
die.
they were like the audience
you're
for a concert,
insane for
and they're
driving.
just like staring at you. Yeah,
insane for riding.
it was
for
like
that.
I'm like
Right?
it
You
was
survived
wild. You would pass hundreds of them
apocalypse.
just staring at you. We got pulled over by a cop, and the cop freaked out on us. He's like, "What are you doing out here on motorcycles?"
Yeah, it's so dumb.
And
That's
he's like,
so dumb.
he followed us to a town and made us pull over because like you're gonna die.
Yeah.
It
No
was-
shit. What the fuck?
It was pretty fucking wild.
Well,
I still feel like I'm making it up, dude. If anybody
No,
else,
I
any
believe
truckers
you.
were riding down I-10 in the wintertime
I mean, is
in
that any
2021,
more
it was
ridiculous?
the crazy fucking rut. There's so many. Well, the deers,
Is that any more
fucking
ridiculous than the time we rode through a tropical storm?
way more actually. Tropical storm was way easier.
yeah, I have ridden through a tropical storm before
On a motorcycle?
with my mom, no in a car. So
He was on a
Oh,
motorcycle.
I didn't know it was a tropical storm.
He was on the fucking motorcycle.
City Slicker says
He couldn't record it because it was raining so hard it broke his cameras.
well, I did.
That's
I didn't know it was a tropical storm.
Well, it was.
City Slicker says, I'm thinking about purchasing my first bike. How do you feel about a Harley Deluxe or Heritage?
Those are both good bikes.
I feel about them like this.
They're both big bikes.
The Wayne World joke.
I don't think I've seen Wayne's World.
I
If
think
I-
bits and pieces.
I think
That's
I've
that
seen-
guy with the
I think
the
I
blonde
no, I know
hair.
what it is. I've
Yeah.
seen like parts of it, but I haven't like watched it as an adult. I
Same.
haven't watched it.
with like cognitive. Like,
Yeah, because like
yeah,
I've seen.
function.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen not a lot of movies,
Yeah,
and
like,
a lot of movies that I
I
have
was a
seen, I watched
child.
them as a child because I was born in '95. So Wayne's World was a little bit before my time.
we experienced world.
Oh, I love Montana. I wish I would have spent more time there. But we just rode through it so fast. We were going to Sturgis.
on a mission,
That was definitely one of the prettiest spots in the country.
and you were one of the prettiest girls in those spots.
In Montana, I don't think there's probably a lot of women there. Probably not
Which
a lot of
proves
women.
my point, baby
Probably not a
girl.
lot of women who look like me either. So I don't think it's
You
really
are
hard to
one
be the
of the
prettiest girl in
few.
Montana.
Okay, that is okay.
It's like the hottest girl in the trailer park type shit.
Wee doggy, I'll take it. You'll always be my prettiest girl.
Any advice on starting moto content? Learn how to edit.
Who asked that?
Just do it. Filming's easy. The hard part's editing.
Do it.
I feel like maybe I'm a bad person to give advice on it.
Learn
Yeah,
how
you're
to
the
edit.
best. What are you talking about?
No, I mean in so much as like, dude, I've been doing it forever.
Forever.
Yeah, so.
Like it's my no. It's
So
like
listen to
I don't
this
even know
guy.
if it's a hobby so much as it is a compulsion.
It's like a need to create.
Yeah.
Need to
is
create.
that
But
how
also
you
like just
feel?
with motorcycles, like
Are you
I can't
obsessed with it?
stand thinking about motorcycles at every point of every
what
minute of
sucks.
every fucking day.
Then do it.
I love motorcycles, man.
I do love motorcycles. I like bike, man.
I like thinking about engines, about like the different ways they look and they sound. I just be thinking about motorcycles all the fucking time, dude. I love the way an engine. I love the way an engine moves you down the road, and they all feel different. It feels so good. It feels so.
Yeah. It's very.
It
you
does,
love
dude.
engines so much, why don't you just marry them?
It's very emotional.
I mean, you know that there's fucking
Wish I could do
real
a Pee
life
Wee Herman
episodes.
voice. That's a Pee Wee Herman joke. If you love it so much, why don't you marry him? if you love weed so much, why don't you marry
Wait, it's out. I'm re-rolling it.
All right.
That was great.
You ever watch Pee Wee Herman?
Yeah.
Shade.
Okay.
Obviously, if you like
Yeah.
that, here, I was like,
Yeah, there's just some voices that make me laugh, and
Yeah.
his is definitely one of them. Another one I really like Tracy Morgan's voice.
Oh, dude,
He's
killer
so
voice, man. We were
funny,
talking about it
dude.
earlier.
Like anything he says, I
He's
will
got that
laugh.
weird slight. So he sounds hard when he talks because the words that he says, but then his voice has like a slight lisp to it. And it has to be on purpose. So he's like, so it's like this weird juxtaposition of lisp, which sounds soft,
Yeah.
but the words he says that
Yes.
are hard, and you're like, dude,
Yeah.
Tracy Morgan is
You-
so he can say anything. You're right.
You know, I know this is like really specific to our YouTube content that we watch on our personal time.
Diorio.
No, not even Diorio. It's that one video that Channel 5 did. 55th Street. He sounds like that guy.
Yeah.
So, like the hard butt with a lip.
He does. Which I assume, because Tracy Morgan is a black dude, I assume he's just racist enough to assume that every black dude knows about the hood. So it's just... I assume that Racy Morgan,
I'm done.
Tracy Morgan.
No.
I assume he knows about the hood. Well, he doesn't know anymore. He's rich as hell, but he knows what a hood dude sounds like. Any blacks in the audience right now? David,
What are you
anyone
trying
back
to-
me up?
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that like every black dude ever. No, if you go like, what does a hood motherfucker sound like? They're like, oh, he sounds like this, and they do a hood accent. It's like asking a white person to do a country accent.
It's true.
Like they know what they sound like.
All right.
They go like, you're like, oh hey y'all, shit,
Yeah.
goddamn, I'm a man. Like a black dude can just do a hood accent like naturally.
City Slickers Black.
I'm just saying, it's
Thank
fucking
you.
true, dude.
Nah.
Is he backing me up?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. Black.
He's black.
I don't know if he's backing me up or not, dude.
Black. There's that.
I'm just saying a black person can do a hood accent the same way that a cracker can do a fucking country accent. There just comes ingrained. They can do it. Tracy Morgan knows what a hood motherfucker sounds like.
I love Tracy Morgan so.
Oh, Drew, you say David's far from hood. You say that, and he I guess he is, but he grew up fucking tough.
Yeah.
He grew up tough, dude.
Why you gotta say it like that though?
Because he did,
Because
dude.
he fucking did. He had a hard upbringing.
Dude, he grew up as one of two black families in 1960s Toronto.
Yes.
Like at the outskirts.
How do you think all the other black people were gonna raise?
Well, I'm just saying, no,
I'm
plenty of
sorry.
people grew up in black communities, where they had other black people around to be like, this is part of my black community. I can
David had
sympathize
his
with these people.
That's it.
He grew up and dude, if you think white people are racist, you've never seen racists with a French accent. And so French
people
racists-
are so racist.
I'm just saying that. Yeah, I can only imagine.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jumped on down your throat.
I'm
just saying, like,
how do you think all the other?
No, plenty of people did. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to take it away from anybody else's story. I just I happen to know David's very well because I've followed with him.
Yeah.
And I'm David has his foibles, obviously, but I'm very proud of who he is. I'm very proud to know him because he's come such a long way through so many crazy things to become the person that he is, and he's so understanding. And someone through the things that he's been through has every right to not be understanding because he has been so misunderstood his entire life. And so for him to come out of becoming incredibly understanding speaks to a breadth of character that I admire a lot. And so that's what I'm saying, he's been through a lot. He's been, that's what I'm saying. And you don't have to be black to go through that. You could be Asian somewhere and go through that, white somewhere and go through that. Shay's stepfather. Shay's stepfather was part of a very ill-rated integration program in the 1960s and 70s in Alabama, where he, as a 12-year-old white kid who'd never even seen a black person, which is not crazy to think of in the 60s and 70s, got put into an all-black school.
Yeah, he was in an all-white school and then got put into an all-black school because that's what they
They're
did.
like,
Is
here
they
you
just
go.
like
This is affirmative
took
action
some
and
black
work.
kids in an all-black school and just dumped them into an all-white school and did the same thing to the white students as well. It's just kind of.
And just to fulfill government quotas, and that's not all that was done to do was not because anybody believed in it. It's because they needed the money. So if they get their money from the government, they have to do these things. And so Mark was sorry, don't just say his name, but your stepfather was a victim of the worst parts of our government. I'm not saying that integration is a bad thing. Obviously, it's an amazing thing that this country
I wouldn't
needed.
even know that.
But
I wouldn't even know
it was bad
that
for individuals.
happened if it wasn't for my stepdad, though.
Well, Mark had to go through a
Until I heard
incredibly
that
horrible thing so we
it
could live in the
also
world that we do now.
happened to Christina Pazynski, Tom
Yeah.
Segura's wife. Like,
So good on Mark because he had to go through a very horrible thing so we get to exist in where we do now, in a world where you'd walk down the street and you see people of every color and race and creed and religion and you don't even think about it. But he's the one who had to suffer for that, and he should be celebrated just like anybody else should be celebrated. You know. Sorry, I don't want to talk over you.
you know what? And he still understands complex topics that he doesn't necessarily like would normally agree with. He's still learning. Like, that's the difference between ignorance and stupidity, is the willingness to learn.
I think that is an incredibly wise thing to say and to live, is that he's still learning.
Yeah, he's still learning all the time. Like, he doesn't necessarily understand a lot of stuff just because of like how and when he was raised, but like,
Don't write off your boomers.
he's oh my god. Like, I still come home for Christmas and look like me and say that I say, and they're like,
But they get
they'll
close.
still listen. Like,
They
they'll
get
still,
closer every time.
yeah, dude. I'm not gonna like, I don't know. They'll still listen, like, understand and like try to understand.
If you
And
can
ask
get with somebody, if you can
questions.
get with somebody, especially somebody you love, and you disagree on everything, but you can get one step closer, even if it's a tiny step, why wouldn't you? What a good thing to do, you know? And you have to, in order to do that, and I think this is something that gets lost on a lot of people who exist online in this weird echo chamber of righteousness a little bit. It's a little bit of that, is that you have to allow somebody the time to come away from how they were raised. And so it's like one small step is a good thing. But if you were to take their entirety of them and present it to your normal crazy person online, whether it be right or left, they'd hate it. But it's like you have to accept that stick along with everything else that's bad about them or that you perceive as bad. That understanding, I feel like, is so important, man. And I feel like that nuance is just so missing, dude. And it's not even political. It's about loving the people that you love and knowing that you love somebody and recognizing that they're a good person and accepting their faults that aren't necessarily their fault and kind of trying to usher them along the way if you recognize that could be, and
Well,
allowing them
everybody
the
is
time to
like
get there.
a
You know?
well of emotion and experiences that, like, how could you understand all of them?
I don't understand shit. On purpose, really. I don't want to. I hate understanding.
Fucking nerds. Slater's
Gross.
dead.
Thanks, Jody Scab. We appreciate you, man. Found family's I wouldn't necessarily say it's the best family, but it damn sure does in a pinch, doesn't it? It's a weird thing, man, especially now when the world seems so divided and it seems so everyone's so at odds with each other. As an individual, I think that all you have to do is just not, if you don't worry about, because like what you think and what I think and Shay thinks and Chloe thinks, it ain't gonna mean shit to a fucking tree for what they're doing in Washington. It's not gonna mean nothing, dude. It doesn't matter. But what does matter is how we treat the people around us and how we treat the people we love. And so treating the love with understanding,
And even the people you don't love.
especially the people you don't love,
Especially the people you don't love.
just treating those people with understanding and love and allowing them the room for their foibles and also in expecting the same in return. I certainly have plenty myself, as does Shay, as does Chloe, as
me.
does all their parents, like
Actually.
everybody, Bilbo especially.
No,
He'd be
he's-
barking,
he's
dude.
Perfect.
He'd
He'd be
He be
barking.
barking at random stuff.
Sometimes he'd be barking
He'd
at
be
people.
barking at
Sometimes he'd be barking at nothing. Sometimes he just be barking.
So you gotta allow people space to fucking exist, man, and expect the same in return. That's important. You have to expect the same in return. If someone's not willing to give it to you in return, then they're not helping you grow. I truly believe that. I don't like that. It's a big thing that you see on that, bro. I've never heard it. I'm not trying to ever get political, but like I've never heard a truer statement in my life that if you stand in the same spot for long enough, you go from left to right. It's sucks, dude. It sucks to say that because I've heard that my whole life and I've never fucking understood it more than I do now. And it's not because I feel like I'm more right. I feel like I don't. I just feel like I've been left behind. And it makes me identify with people who also feel like been left behind. Because I'm just like, God damn, dude. Like, was this not good enough? I don't know. I don't want to talk about it too much, but I'm like, it's a weird feeling. I'm trying to get over it and like not let it affect how I view the world. I'm just acknowledging that it's a feeling that I have, you know? Because I feel like a lot of people have it.
Jason Boosie.
Jason Boosie, dude. You know what? We should talk about Lamp.
He's the mom.
Boosie, 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 Boosie. If it isn't Mr. Jason, the Lamp Boy. A bit like that. Thanks, Jason. We appreciate you, man. Shay's gonna put it in her gas tank. You got some miles to go, girl.
I never put gas on my gas tank.
Well, you have to now.
I know, dude. I'm gonna spend it on gas station snacks. Please understand. I require both. Fuel for my body too.
I like to feel about bodies. Like this and like that. Bro, you guys better watch out with being a centrist now, dude. If you say you're a centrist now, people says that. I don't know. No, I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, we don't want to get into that.
Exactly. You should be able to disagree. Find a common ground, dude. Everybody's got something in common. Maybe it's just that you eat, breathe shit, and you like tits. You like
Motorcycles.
tits, you like motorcycles, and you like eating good food.
I don't think there's
Find someone who hates that.
I don't know anyone in this world who hates tits.
Yeah, give me a break, dude. I've met hardcore lesbians wearing a fucking goddamn flannel with shoulders like Brock who love tits. Dude, everybody loves boobs. It brings us to life, man. You can find a lot in common. That's a trifecta, I think. Boobs, motorcycles, mood. Butts are good too.
All the way to my heart.
But we all have boobs in common.
Humans were made to eat, fight, and fuck.
I thought you were about to say they're made to eat boob.
And booby. Nope.
Take suckle from movie.
Take suckle. Oh my God. Calm her down.
I mean, as a child. Like...
No, shut up. Shut up. Gross. God. What's wrong with you?
I like milk, okay?
Stop. No. Bad.
Just kidding.
Bad.
But I'm not kidding.
Bad. Get out. Yeah, go.
No.
I forgot you were wearing assless chaps, dude.
This is how I feel comfortable,
Oh,
okay?
fuck. That's how you feel comfortable? I thought that was how you were expressing yourself.
And both. It's two like, you know, they go hand in hand. I feel comfortable in them and I express myself in them. Thank you. I'll make you some.
No, thank you. None, not needed. I love them on you. I'm
Oh.
actually good, thank you.
I guess it's just Josh and I.
Dude, you know what's so funny?
What is so funny?
You and Ass with Peps? Oh. That is funny.
You would think. I don't listen to old fucking titty monger over there. Dude. Oh, fucking suckle girl. Don't ever say suckle again. I don't like that. Shh.
I hate this house.
Well, it's dude. While I was pissing, I was thinking about that. How many people are in here right now? Because it's important. It's important to what I'm saying.
Jeez, I was like, just say it.
I can't even see. All right, 300 people in here right now. So, if you take your normal big YouTube motorcycle channel, you know what we'd be talking about right now?
Fucking some new bike.
We'd be like,
dumb shit.
can you believe the new Harley Davidsons? They're like they've only increased the new Harley Davidsons by 1 cubic inch, and I think is oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that at all, dude. Can you believe the new Yamahas? They've dude, I can't imagine. Instead, we got Jason Bussy.
Yeah, we've been talking
baby.
to Jason Bussy. If we can't say suckle, can we at least say moist? Yes.
Go ahead,
yeah,
baby.
no,
Go the moist.
It's just like don't.
That was awful.
I don't
like that.
want to make boobs about being a mom.
Gross. No, I don't
That's
like
what
that. Yeah.
Chloe was doing, and I was like, no, you're grounded.
I feel like she wasn't. She
No,
doesn't
I
like
don't.
moms. Like,
No, she was when you were in the bathroom. She was doing it. And I was
I
like,
mean, that's where
stop
life
it.
comes from.
Yeah, but like
That's
not.
what we were talking about.
I don't know.
But
I can agree with that part. I just don't like moms.
I don't like moms.
I
I like my mom, but
I want to see when I see a woman. I
I
don't
don't
want to think about her
be a mom.
birthing.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that.
I don't want to
dude.
think about that part. I want to think about the before. That's why you're like a guy.
Yeah,
I want to
dude.
think. I like the before part.
No,
the after part.
So that's honestly God.
I'm out.
When God was created, he was like, you know what? If I make this one a man,
It's too powerful. This is Napoleon, dude. I was like, oh, I did this already. This is like,
imagine me as a man. I'd be terrible.
they would reinvent guillotines. They'd have to kill you.
Whoa, it's Mr. Steal Your Girl.
I'm not, if you're a mother, great. We all had one. I'm not trying to say nothing against moms.
I don't
but
want to be a mother, and I don't want to imagine myself as a mother or any girl that I want to
I'm very
be with.
weirded out by people who like are
sexually.
like.
I don't want to think about that person as
Yeah.
a mom.
I'm very weirded
Or-
out by people who are like, "Ooh, you're a mom. I have a boner now." I don't like that. I'm just like, oh, it's fine if you have that, but I don't like
That's
that. I'm
not
just
no,
like,
and it's like
I don't want that.
you know it. Only God can kink shame you, and He is.
I'll go back to Game of Thrones. They just used to have like another like that would just like they had the baby and they just give it to this other person.
What like? What do you mean?
I don't know, like just some other chick.
Like the wards?
Yeah, and then they take care of the baby, but then you come
Oh,
into
like a milkmaiden?
yeah, and then you come in to imprint on it and do like give it gifts. Like you come in for the fun stuff.
Okay.
Like you want to go to Chuck E. Cheese? I'm here. Oh, you want to get fucking? So you want to get spanked? That's a spankings. That's my perfect setup.
That's like what the king does, I think.
Okay.
Or like
yeah,
the
I like that.
lords or whatever.
I don't know. I feel kind
Yeah,
of
I
saying, you know?
would not.
They did it for a long
I
time.
would
Must be something
not
to it.
thrive in any sort of Renaissance era, because I can't shut the fuck up. So I would be killed because I'm a woman. First of all, second of all, I'd have to be like.
Maybe you would put on trousers and be a man. No, you're small.
No, that wouldn't work for me. It would only work so long as I didn't have tits. So
I think you ever see a movie? They buy anything back in the day. You just be like, it's me. But instead of putting on glasses, you just like rip on a bustier. It'd be like the librarian meme, which is like,
I don't know.
I took my
dude.
glasses off.
No.
You're allowed to joke about your boobs. It's funny.
Every once in a while, it's a treat. You just have a glass of milk. Fucking weirdo.
This is
Chloe's got
actually
boobs too. You got Chloe has secret boobs, dude.
creamer and whipped cream.
I don't know how. I've never
Oh,
met
yeah.
a person in my life who's like wear 2 different shirts and look like they're an A cup and a D cup in like 15 minutes.
I have a sports bra on and a t-shirt that's meant for a little kid.
I don't want to know the secret. I just recognize that it's a thing.
Like a binder.
I just feel like you're like one of those
then when I
birds
take
that
it
has
off, they're
like the
like-
crest. You know what I mean? Like you're just like coming over here, you're like, oh, who, me? And you're just like, attack! Just like the crest
Yeah, I
comes
want
out, like,
everyone to
holy
know.
shit, chill.
I don't want to like.
I didn't know it was gonna be like that.
you
I'm
gotta-
sorry.
Gotta give it to him like in proportions.
Dirty Scav says he loves the Shadetree video where he talks about busting fast. I'm sorry what I was saying. Busting fast, stealing her kid's last snack pack, and rolling out on the scooter. Busting the cooter, escape on the scooter.
God damn.
Still got little Aiden's fruit snacks and stuck them.
Damn. That's like how I
Is that the
literally
level?
do every single one of the soccer games. In Oregon.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
I'm like, yo, Jason, where are the snack packs at? I know you got some gummies in there.
Bro, if you want to MILFs, move to Portland. Dude, there is the moms,
Yes.
the moms. I don't like moms. The mom scene in Portland though, if you're into moms, bro, they got nothing but kid casinos out there. They don't got no Chuck E. Cheese because Chuck E. Cheese got put the fuck out of business. To a kid
They got moms here too.
Yo, dude, I went to a kid casino with Jason and his kids.
What is a kid casino?
It's Chuck E. Cheese on steroids, dude. Kid casino is like a place where just kids just play, but the parents all get fucked up.
Okay, hell
Like it's
yeah.
a place that's like the size of the Hard Rock.
Wait, does Chuck E. Cheese have
No.
beer?
This place, I went to 3 different places that were just like this. It's a place that's the size of the Hard Rock. Like you could get lost.
Wait,
It's a hotel,
really?
resort, swimming pool.
Has this always
Also-
existed?
Yes, dude, in Oregon, it's wild. But winter, you can't do anything outside.
Okay.
And so you go in there, it's an entire water park indoors. It's an entire arcade that's the size of a fucking stadium indoors. It's an entire fucking, like, this same place also has like an arboreal jungle gym on top that's like 30 feet in the air that kids are going on. And then all the parents, like, kids are running wild, dude. This is like not another teen movie. Kids are running wild. Dude, they have no fucking
I
They
want
have-
to
they have
somewhere like
knives,
this.
dude. They'll fucking get you, dude. You gotta watch. They're like, oh, don't step over the line, dude. The kids will fucking stab you in the kidneys. Take your fucking tokens. But then all the parents are like at the booths getting fucking hammered.
Bro.
Shots. There's a whole fucking 16-page drink menu. You know what I mean? Like, just like shots and fucking like, it's Sir Chief Cheese Rat Casino for kids. This is the
Bro.
kid-friendly blah blah blah. I was like, why do they have 16 different Manhattans on this fucking drink menu at this
My
place?
childhood
It was wild.
was robbed from me. I never had an experience like this.
I've
What
never
the fuck?
I've never seen shit like this in my
I've
life,
never seen
dude.
shit like that in my life.
I'm waiting for the chat to back me up, dude.
I
Does
did
anybody?
go to- one of my friends and I did go to somewhere like that. It was in Pennsylvania, but it was like right next to New York. And it was this indoor water park, and they had this arcade and everything. And the parents got to do their own thing, and we like went to the arcade.
That's exactly how it's set up. It's set up for everybody to fuck.
It was so, well, we were like 15, so like we didn't do any fucking.
What?
But if we wanted to, we probably could, like, so hard. But it was like just this whole like water park.
My childhood sucked.
It was, but it was like a once in a lifetime thing. I didn't do it a lot.
No, dude, in Oregon, they're on every corner. They're everywhere.
Splash Lagoon.
We went to 3, like, just on accident. We went to
I'm gonna
1.
go check on the fire.
We went to 1 just because Jason was like, "Oh, their chicken is fire."
It was.
It was good as fuck. Dude, they had a premium restaurant in that
It was called
motherfucker.
Splash Lagoon, and it was so fucking cool. Anyway.
Dude, you understand? It's an entire enclosed resort.
Yeah.
That is
crazy
also
how
just
they
like
still.
it's made for fucking teenagers to finger each other and adults
Yeah.
to cheat on their wives.
Yeah,
And they're like,
yes.
the people who built it know that. They're not like, "Oh, it's a fun family time."
It
They're like,
was
"No,
fun. It was.
teens are fingering, adults are committing adultery."
I never.
Like, that's what it's set up for.
experienced like I just had fun. I never got fingered there. But...
I bet you were thinking about it. Of course you were. Then you're gonna be like watching that fucking
Who
kid going
wasn't?
down a water slide. You're like, "Fuck, dude, knobbly. He's got them knobbly
Maybe-
fingers."
No, not like that. No. It was different.
I'm sorry. We should. Someone from the P&W, please back me up on this. I'm feeling really weird right now, and I need some fucking I need somebody to please back me up on this because I'm not wrong.
I went with one of my best girlfriends, and she was always talking to me about guys, and I was a virgin at the time. So, yeah. I wanted to say there.
Yeah, MGS, dude. Yeah, he's got your ass, dude.
I was really.
She was innocent.
shy.
She's still innocent now.
I used to have social anxiety.
We used to. When did you cure it?
I got over
What
it.
year?
Drinking milk publicly. I was like, I can do this.
Dude, I
Probably
fucking
2012. I don't know.
2012.
2015. 2020.
Oh. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say never. But
I knew you were.
damn, dude, you read my mind.
You
If
were
we
looking at
met,
me
if we
like,
did,
"You're
if we met in the
lying."
ball pit back in the,
I would just look at you with fierce eyes and like nothing
I like
could
that.
scare me. Even though it all did.
joke's on you.
No, it's not a joke.
I love a scary girl. All I want is to seduce the dragon.
He's donkey.
What is social anxiety, Serenity Kitty?
Anxiety is where it's hard to go out in front of people and be.
It's so weird thing. So there's multiple people in here who are saying they have social anxiety. Serenity Kitty, Mad Yankee. There's so many people in the chat right now that I know, like in person. Like we've hung out multiple times, gotten drunk as hell together, and they're like, "Oh, I have social anxiety," and I'm like, it just doesn't even compute to me. Because I've hung out with these people and they did not seem anxious at all to me. I assume they're not lying. I assume that they are.
That they have it.
I have none. It doesn't exist for me. Like it exists for me. You know when it exists? You know when I don't have to talk. Like if I go to the grocery store and I have to have like a normal interaction, I
That
get
bothers
real. Oh my god, so uptight. I'm just like I want this to be over so fast. I'm just like oh small talk. I'm like
I've seen that.
and I just like get real stiff. I don't like it. But I can deal with it. It doesn't matter. I don't worry that much about it. But when it comes to like meetings, like I was like, oh dude, I know you like motorcycles. I know that you like getting drunk. I'm like, dude, we're gonna fucking be best friends. And I like there's no fucking hesitation in my heart whatsoever. I don't know. So I'm also usually drunk. Chubbs is right. It's a camp. It is a camp out thing. Camp out everywhere. So you are too, Chloe. You'll meet anybody. Are you anxious? Are you?
I used to be, I guess.
You do not seem anxious. Like you seem. I think probably even more accepting than I am.
Nowadays,
I'm pretty accepting.
Yeah, I've met a lot of people and come to terms with a lot of things and understood a lot of people in different aspects. So I feel like I can meet anybody and it's not weird. But
I think it's impressive. Not everyone can say that.
honestly, I think the crazier the better because I don't really see a lot of different people. So if you can stand out to me, that interests me.
I feel that. I also like just I feel that also if you look I'm not saying that you don't look deeper. So that's not what I'm saying. But I feel like when we do the camp out, there's so many people that we meet who on the surface look so fucking normal. Shay, you know what I'm talking about. Like Mad Yankee is actually a very perfect example of this. Mad Yankee just looks like a dude. Not no offense, but like not special.
They're not called weirdos
He
for
just-
like not a
he just looks like a
for no
dude.
reason.
But then you meet him and you're like, whoa. Like this rabbit hole goes deep. He's such a strange.
Everybody is a
motherfucker.
well of human experience.
And
emotions.
yeah, and I'm not saying that I don't want to say that Chloe doesn't. That's not what I was saying. I even forget what I was saying, but I'm like,
I don't know.
dude, I was just trying to be like,
I'm
dude, there's.
hungry.
Yeah, I know we gotta leave soon.
It's we're,
Yeah, we're 10:15.
yeah.
Let's like bring it on down, dude. I don't want to just leave right away. To wind down with the team.
Yeah,
What I didn't say was that there is going to be, if everyone here bought a ticket, they'd be fine. So you guys are in no danger. But there is going to be a limited amount of tickets for the camp at for this one coming up in March because it's the 10th year anniversary. So they have to limit it
Why?
because a lot of people are coming.
Really?
Yeah.
damn.
The 10th anniversary is a big deal.
Is
So
it?
yeah.
Damn.
So
Well,
everyone
you should
here could buy a ticket
probably
and be totally fine. So I'm not
start
saying like you're
prepping now.
freaked
then.
out. So let me grab the. I just want to grab the.
It's January. That's in 2 months.
No, March.
No, I said right now is January.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So the camp out's in 2 months.
March 13th to 16th.
Not even 2 months.
Alright, get your ticket.
Somebody give
Well, I
them
don't-
our PMGs.
I know. I'm just sharing it. So if you're coming to the camp out, you're for sure coming to the camp out. There is a charge, but it comes with, an entire 3 days camping, 3 days of food and beer. Like there is no camp out in the world that gives you that deal. And 100% of it goes to charity. So there's a limited amount of spots. Like I said, everyone here could get one. So it's like, don't freak out. But I just wanted to share it here and tell people that like, if you're for sure coming, just grab a ticket now. 1st of February, you'll be fine, dude. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Do you pay on the website or?
Yeah, they got something set up. Got like some kind of portal set up.
I've just never actually tried to because I don't.
Well, I'm not
feel
paying,
I'm
so
not paying, you know.
I don't know how it works.
With
but-
like peace and love to David and Cindy, I'm not paying. I
Yeah, they
donate
got
my
all-
time and
yeah.
energy in other ways. Love y'all.
All right, Redneck Geek. I'll share another Discord link on Patreon. Big ups to all the Discord people, man. Good folks. Also, like what I want to say to anybody in Discord, if you want to invite anybody, you're allowed to. The Patreon is merely just for anybody who continues to donate on Patreon. We use 100% of that money to build and fix for Forgotten Angels. So it's going to a good cause. So if you do contribute on Patreon, thank you. But don't feel a need to. Like if you just contribute once, you can literally cancel it, not pay a single dollar, and
And
you
you
have
can
access.
still have Discord forever.
It's Discord's for life.
It's really just a paywall to make sure people don't go in there and like try to scam our audience.
Yeah.
You know, because that'll happen a lot. Like on Telegram, people will like pretend to be us and be like, "You won this thing."
There's a hurdle. You can 100% get your money back. You don't
So
have
we
to
just
spend
want
a
to make
single
sure
dollar.
that there's at least a step to get into our Discord, just so nobody tries to take advantage.
All right, we love you guys. I'm gonna share a Discord link as soon as we get off of here, maybe within the next 5 minutes. Mad Yankee's not coming for March. Love you, bud. I hope you make it after that because we enjoy your company down here all the time. And of course, Mad Yankee, you are welcome to come down and hang with us at any time. Good hanging. I hope I see you guys for the March camp out. The 10th anniversary for Forgotten Angels is going to be pretty fucking cool. I think that's about it for this one.
I had fun.
I had fun too. It was a good one. But the fun was
Nothing lasts forever but the earth and sky or something, right?
what was that from? Is that from Firefly? Can we come out on the Firefly song? Can I kill my monetization right now?
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
No,
Don't do it.
I want the Firefly song.
No, don't do it. It's already the end of the stream.
Play that, dude.
Let's do it.
Bro, we're fucking.
You're gonna give them your monetization.
It's happening.
It's a dope song, dude.
Alright.
No, I get it.
We're listening to the whole thing too. We got a minute left.
I mean, if you're gonna give them,
We're giving them the money. I'm getting my money's worth.
thanks, John. Thank you, soldier.
You
Shade-
cannot take the sky from us.
The Shadetree army salutes you.
Farewell. Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir.